Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me turn this mic up. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are well. Let's get ready to argue this morning. What's happening? D, what up, man? What's going on? All things, what's up? Black all day, every day, every day. Edwin Volatan, good morning for 9 in the chat. Knock out that like button, please, when you come in the door. Please hit that like button. Bird 1 of 1, good morning. Mr. Volatan, what's going on? Daryl McKinney, what's going on, sir, man? Thank you for your channel membership. Thank you so much for your support. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. All things in the building, what's good? Nicole Matthews, thank you for your support. Thank you for being a channel member. And good morning. Sam in the building. What's going on, DJ OC in the place to be? Spinning on them ones and twos. Ray Patterson in the building. Sam, what's going on, man? Thank you for that support yesterday, Sam. All things, what's good? Emmanuel Carter. Asante L, good morning, Asante L. Asante L, you've been around for a long time, haven't you? Back in the day, bro, before shit went crazy. Actually, yeah, before shit went crazy. Stuff went crazy, bro. Barbara D, Timothy Stoudemire, what's up, my man? Steven, good morning. What's up, man? Good morning. Thursday. It's Thursday? It ain't Thursday. Oh, my God. It's Thursday already. I can't believe it. Wow. That's a fast week, Thursday. It is Thursday. All things in the building. Tony Brown, what's going on, man? You got that wrench? Let me check on you, Tony Brown. I think Tony Brown should have that wrench. Let me go back to here. Let me go here. I got to check Tony Brown. What's going on, Bruce Gas? Tony Brown, yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it. Barbara D, sister, good morning. And thank you so much for being a channel member. Aisha, thank you for being a channel member. And good morning to y'all. All things. I think I had all things already, but what's up? Black Fonz. Cremo said started watching Fanon because he gives detailed insight of what's really going on and not just biased cheer for his favorites. Everything he say he can prove, and fanboys hate objective facts. Hey, let me show you something on that note. After I say thank you to Giovanni Walker, try to told ya what's going on. Said super happy Super Chat Thursday. I'm trying to told ya. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Look, watch this. It's how crazy people are. Look at this. Look at that title. Look at this news people put. Look what they put. Gervonta Davis handed world title against his will. Gervonta Davis was crowned WBA lightweight champion this week after the WBA removed Devin Haney. As Haney requested, the super version, dude, these guys are fucking terrible. Dude, he was not given anything. See, that's why you can't read newspapers, man. These guys will repeat this dumb shit as if it is 100% fact, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Look at what this guy does. Look at it. Look at this. This idiot. Pulling the punch. I say, what is this BS? Gervonta Davis is not the super champion. Is he the super champion? No, he's not the super champion. He has the WBA world champion. He is the WBA world champion. Isn't he the WBA world champion? Yes. As he has been for years. Hasn't he been that for years? Yes. This guy responds, the irony of complaining people don't have enough knowledge in the same tweet where you get everything wrong. This pulling the punch. I got everything right in this tweet. Everything right in this tweet. Everything right. Gervonta Davis is the WBA world champion, and he has been the WBA world champion since he beat Yuriorkis Gamboa in 2019. He is still the WBA world champion. How is he given a belt? Can somebody please help me with this? Can somebody please help me with this? I need to know how in the world he was given a belt. Hey, it's Super Chat Thursday. Can't believe it's been 20 months. Thank you, Barbara D. Hey, we grinding every day. Give me 1 second. What's going on, Chew Sports? Salute. Let me slide down. Yeah, hey, thank you. Can somebody please tell me? I'm telling you, are you talking to me? That's what they put in a newspaper article. That Gervonta Davis was handed a belt. He was not handed a belt. What lazy journalism. What lazy, terrible journalism. Barbara D, thank you, sister. Oh, that's huge. Thank you, Barbara D. Thank you for your support. Thank you. So, yeah, hey, look. Stay subscribed to me. Please stay subscribed to me. Because, man, I'm telling you right now. Aisha said, Cash App Thursday. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Tank didn't get the WBA belt. He already had the WBA belt, Magnificent. He already had it. He was already the champion. He's not going to get, a couple more defenses. He will be eligible for super champion status. No. He was already eligible for for that. Dog, you don't want him to have that. He was not. Look, man, watch. I can't keep doing this. Let's see how many. He won the WBO World Lightweight title against Yuriorkis Gamboa. He defended it against Leo Santa Cruz, Isaac Cruz, Rolly Romero, Hector Garcia. Leo Santa Cruz, Isaac Cruz, Rolly Romero, Hector Garcia. He's had this belt and he's defended that belt 4 times. And that's the same belt he has right now. The WB, there is no such thing as a regular belt. All they did is get rid of the super. Devin dropped the super designation. That's it. They didn't do anything. He wasn't given the privilege of anything. He was already the sole champion. He wasn't given the privilege of doing that. Devin dropped his belt. That's not fair, Scant Rants. Gervonta Davis did not do anything, did not gain anything from Devin Haney dropping his belt. Nothing. You give me one tangible thing that he gained, that they gave him. For Devin Haney dropping his belt. All you're trying to do is frame it. All you're trying to do is frame it that Gervonta Davis was given something. Gervonta Davis wasn't given anything. And Joe, I hate your mama because she don't pay her bills. Come on, man. I hate your mama because she won't give you the damn child support. I'm telling you right now, Gervonta Davis did not get anything. Nothing given to him. Nothing given to him. Nothing. And even the idea that he couldn't have unified, yes, he can. Yes, he could have. As the WBA world champion, he could have still fought any of those guys. Yeah, absolutely he can. There's nothing preventing him and nothing in those rules saying he could not fight those guys on a voluntary basis. Nothing. You guys read the rules. You guys don't read the rules. But let me tell you what you're trying to do. He already has the belt. He already has the belt. He got a belt he already had. Man, let me tell you something, man. You almost definitely suck at this. You guys don't know shit. God, dog, y'all don't know shit. But look, Cal Cooler, I can't help it. I have to argue with him. Y'all don't know shit. Damn, you hate the man's. I hate the man's mama. She won't pay. I gave her all that damn money to send his ass to school so he could learn to read, and she didn't do it. Look, man. Yeah, exactly. He could unify. They coming up with all, well, he couldn't unify. Yes, he can. There's no reason that he could not unify that belt. No reason whatsoever that he could not unify those championships. You cannot find me anything in the WBA rules that says that he cannot unify. Nothing. He's the champion. You guys you're just trying to make him look bad. That's all you're trying to do. Is you're trying to make it look like he's an email champion. Hey, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll check it out. Oh, I'm sorry. Daryl McKinney in the building. What, man? Thank you, Mr. with the $25 holler Super Chat Thursdays. Thank you for Super Chat Thursday. Thank you for that $25 holler, brother. Yellow Boy, when Crawford drops the WBA belt, will they elevate Stanley Owens? No. They don't have to elevate him. No, they will not elevate him to that belt. Because guess what that means you got to do if they do that? If you elevate somebody if you take somebody from the WBA World Championship to the WBA Super Championship, you have to put somebody at the WBA World Championship. Because the WBA World Championship is the championship. That's the championship. The WBA champion Gervonta Davis has been the WBA champion for years. He did not just get it. I'm telling you, it was some cornball ass trick. That WBA super belt is a cornball ass trick that the WBA was forced to do so that it could give a undisputed unified champion. That's it. The WBA super champion does not have a mandatory. Gervonta Davis has been the WBA champion for years. He was the WBA 140-pound champion. If you want to say he wasn't a champion, it would have been at 130. It would have been at 130. But look, man. Thank you, Mr. McKinney. You guys seriously are terrible at this. Hey, Will Sheep 24 said, here's the super chat. Here's support Super Chat Thursday. Thank you, brother. They elevated him to the super champion. But they didn't fill the other one. They elevated him to it. You know why they elevated it to him? I bet you for that Canelo fight. In preparation for that Canelo fight. I bet you they did. Man, Cal Cool It huge. Said, that's why I support you, Martin. I argue vicariously through you. I support you. Thank you, Cal Cool It. Thank you for being somebody that reads. Man, what's going on? Be easy in the building with the $4 holler, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for that support. Be easy. And Mr. Jones said, hate over truth when Tank's involved all day, bro. And lazy Lazy journalism. Michael Benson, that shit was lazy as hell that you wrote. Lazy and inaccurate. Well, actually, it was accurate. I got it. Let me take that back. It was accurate what he wrote. It was accurate what they wrote. Hey, what's going on? Tom Sawyer said they got to be trolling you for nine. They know better. No, they're not trolling. They're not trolling. They are not trolling. Look, man, I don't even watch dude to know what he be saying, but look, man, I don't even know. I don't listen to dude to know what he says. But this is stuff that we can pull a rule book out. I challenge everyone and any and every one of you to debate on this. I got the rule. I'll just pull the rule book out. The rule book. There is no such thing as a regular champion. There is no belt there is no belt given by the WBA that says WBA regular champion. And even if you look at the definition of regular versus super, it will tell you what it is. Those champions that have been able to defend their title 5 or 10 times, see Appendix C for list of boxers who are qualified for the super belt. Yeah, but here's the thing. That is at their discretion. Seriously, man, no just random sniffing of Devin Haney's nuts, bro. Okay? Freaking flyer, you're trying to bait me, and I'm not in the mood to be baited today. He didn't fix shit. He dropped it for his own good. If you wanted to fix it, he could have just stayed at 135 and said, I'm dropping this belt. He could have dropped it. Kept the other belts and then tried to fight Gervonta at 135 so you could have a real undisputed. Okay? Stop. Seriously, man. Y'all need to get off that man's nuts. It's so sickening. It's so sickening. Man, I got a little, I've been walking. Oh, guess what? Weight loss alert. Guess who felt their rib cage for the first time laying down this morning? I was laying down, man. I was like, hold on, man. I itched, so I scratched my rib, and I absolutely felt my ribs. I'm like, man, I'm going to get rid of all of this. So who's ducking who? Let me tell you, dog. Had a Haney fan lie and say Shhakur apologized for not taking 25%, then pulled up a link to Aki TV. This clown took Kerr interview from Najee and mixed it with something that was irrelevant. Look, I don't even know. I don't watch dudes. I don't watch them dudes. So whatever, man. On the real, whatever, though. I lost it when they said, I stopped listening to those. Hey, thank you, Barbara D. So, man, I'm trying to tell you, hey, man, I was like, what? I have ribs? I said, ribs? These is ribs. Oh, these are really ribs. I didn't even have to reach to get them. Yeah, dog, I'm getting rid of that shit. Man, please. Shhakur is way better fighter than Devin is. Yes, I did see that. And it's a very dangerous situation for him. It's a very, very dangerous situation for him. Absolutely, positively, I saw that. Yeah, I'm between 1 and 2. I switch it up because they say you should switch it up. Sometimes I do 1, sometimes I do 2. Oh, your beard is looking good too, Martin. Thank you very much. Thank you. I got to get something where I can shave it and keep it there. But yeah, then it gets nappy after a little while. And but we working on it. Thank you, sister. Appreciate the compliment. I will take any compliment that I can get at my age. Ooh-wee. Jamaica King Kong said, Jamaica in the house. No. But anyway, let's get back to this. Floyd Mayweather Jr., man, is the king of boxing, bro. You can like it a lot. You can like it or lump it. Floyd Mayweather. Man, where is Fahim Sator? Where is Fahim Sator? George Gordon, just be around for a little while, man. I don't have type. I'm not a diabetic. AJ, I'm not diabetic. Isn't that for that? I just read that's for our diabetes. I'm not diabetic. I'm not a type 2. I am not a type 2 diabetic, man. Hell no. My fasting blood sugar is like 73. No. No. I do not need diabetes medicine. Not going to do it. Yeah, keep coming, George Gordon. We'll get you right. Hunter Young said, I had a crazy thought on YouTube. I had a crazy thought to do a YouTube boxing channel award show. Then I started thinking of the categories. Oh, I mean, look, man, I can tell y'all about that stuff. Ozempic is what the IG models use to lose weight. I'm straight. I ain't trying to take any type of, I'm trying to get off the blood pressure medicine I'm on. And I think I'll be off of that maybe at about 185 pounds, maybe 190 pounds. Yeah, I'm not trying to take any medicine to lose weight, bro. I'm trying to get this shit off me just by having my body digest what's already on me. Treating my body like a refrigerator, like a pantry, and trying to get everything out. Anyway, let's get back to this boxing talk. Thank you so much, Hunter Young. Oh man, boxing awards. That's fun. I might try to do a video, like a specifically designed video for it. But that's kind of, that takes a lot of effort. And I'm kind of lazy. Restriction. No, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the restricting my appetite. I'm cool with restricting. My appetite's not that big anymore anyway, ever since I became fat adapted. But anyway, let's get back to this, man. So look, man, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is somebody that y'all need to listen to. If you're a young boxer, man, you need to listen to Floyd. You don't need to listen to these guys that are lying to you all the damn time. We are now at like 3 straight years of cats lying, just lying, flat out lying. Devin Haney, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to talk about this today because Devin Haney is the poster boy. That camp is the poster. They're the poster people for bullshit. Nobody is more bullshit than that right there. Click the link and I'll tell you why, or I'm going to throw you out. Click the link and I'll tell you why. Barbara Davis said, just a little more channel support. Right, thank you, Barbara D. Thank you. 2 cent, my super chat didn't show up. Thank you so much for your super chat. 2 cent boxing in the building. No, me coming up with categories for the YouTubers. Oh. Look, man. My YouTube, hey, look, man, I can't be involved in that, dog, because on the real, only person I know is front of the year. Front of the year. And it goes to he. That guy's a straight up front. Straight up front. Ain't nothing real about that dude at all. 100% front. Him. That is the Boxing Writers Association of America's best attempt at trying to garner black supporters is with that bullshit ass person right there. Oh man, don't worry about it. He goes by the name of Wakandans. No, that dude is fake as hell, bro. Man, that shit is so fake. So fake. That is propaganda. That shit is 100% pure propaganda over there. That shit is 100% propaganda. Ain't nothing real about that dude. Nothing is real about that dude. Best capper. I'm not going to go in on YouTube channels of who's capping the best. Best fanboy channel. I can't do that either. Best objective. Best objective channel, I would think I can do that. The best objective channel is not going to have any subscribers. Really. because it's just going to be straight facts. I would say the best objective media is boxing scene. I think I can tell you who I think the most objective. I think I can tell you who the most objective journalist is. I think that's Jake Donovan. Jake Donovan he's just strictly the facts, man. Strictly the facts. I mean, when you start giving your opinion, you got opinion in it. And I got opinion. I'm a boxing fan. I got opinion. My opinion is just based off facts. Now, you're not going to get me. I mean, look, they're videographers. I don't really count them. They're just videographers. They're not biased, or they're not. It's neither way you go. They're just videographers. You know, the individual people can have their opinion. You know, look, man, I don't have any problem with videographers. Any of those guys. Only thing I don't like is when they take other people's content and don't give them credit for it. I think that shit's shady. But whatever. Other than that, man, I don't have any problem with these people, man. I play in my niche. And as long as you're not calling me a liar, which certain people do, so fuck you, because you call me a liar. So whatever. It's on and popping. It's on and cracking. You know what I mean? I will bust your ass out for lying every single solitary time because you called me a liar. Once I heard with my own ears certain people calling me a liar, I was like, no worries. I'm gonna absolutely debunk every fucking thing I hear you say. No worries. Because I'm gonna win that one. Trust you me. I'm gonna win that. Because I'm not into that. I can make an argument for a fighter with the facts. I don't need to like say stupid shit like somebody got that Gervonta Davis is an email champion. How are you an email champion with something you already had? How are you an email champion if you literally you're talking about something you already have? I need to understand that. How did Gervonta Davis get elevated to something he already had? Enlighten me. That's the debate I would like to debate anybody in this. How can Gervonta Davis have been elevated? Nobody will click this link. Nobody will click that link because they know full well you can't be. You cannot be elevated if you already have what you had. You can't be elevated. You already had it. You already had it. Oh, Rollo will take this dumbass argument. Rollo Green, how can I help you?
So now you on here misleading the people again, man. Enough's enough.
How?
You know you can't unify with that Reggie belt.
Really?
How you lying for, man?
You sure? You sure?
Now you can, but not when Devin had the super belt.
How do you know that?
Because I read the rules.
You read the rules? What's the number of the rules?
What's the what?
Hold on. You said you read the rules, right?
Yeah. What did you just say?
Oh, don't worry. I'll show you what I just said.
Cannot unify with another super champion.
Really? You said you read the rules, huh?
You cannot unify when you.
Dude, you said you read the rules. You said you said you read the rules, right? Did you or did you not say you read the rules?
You heard what I said the first time.
Right. Then point to the rules. It's right there. Give me the number. Give me the rule. That's the rules right there. Give me the rules.
I can't see that.
Well, you should be able to tell me the numbers. You read the rules.
I can't see that. I know it says that you can't unify.
You sure?
That's what I was trying to explain to you. Why I call
No, sir. What you said is you read the rules.
Yes.
Let's go through the rules. Let's go through the rules.
Yes, I'm sure. You can't unify.
You sure? Because I'm going to go through the rules with you.
Because that's why you become the super champion for unifying.
You said you read it in the rules.
The super champion.
You said you read it in the rules.
Yeah, you can't unify.
Let's go through every rule. Since you said you read it in the rules. Championship belts, that's not the rule. Super belts, it doesn't say it there. Committee, nope. Votes, no. Manner of voting, titles. title match, single title, non-sanctioned bout, title defense periods.
You just read it.
I did not read it. What did I read? What's the rule?
You just read this yesterday, didn't you?
Excuse me, sir. Title defense period.
Did you just read the WBA rules yesterday?
I'm reading it now. I'm reading it now because you lying.
You don't remember from yesterday?
I'm reading it now. No, I don't. So I'm reading it right now. Rules familiarity,
don't skip nothing like
non-title bout loss, modifying defense periods, unified titles. The WBA will recognize a world champion as a unified title when he also recognized as world champion in a comparable weight class or one of the other sanctioning bodies. Likewise, it may also recognize unified mandatory challenger. So it doesn't say that the WBA world champion cannot unify. That's the unified rule right there. Super championship status. In exceptional circumstances, the championship committee and the president may designate super champions and may establish criteria for a super championship. The committee and president may determine conditions and requirements of defenses, retention of such title, including but not limited to mandatory defense periods, sanctioning fees, including purse fees for both title and non-title bouts, in what manner and at what time an official contender or for a super title shall be named, and such conditions as a committee may deem warranted. That is the rule of super champion and unified title. Nowhere in that does it say the WBA world champion cannot be the world, cannot. And matter of fact, the association will recognize a world champion. What world champion is this? The WBA world champion. And it says a world champion. It does not say the association will recognize a world super champion as a unified champion when he is recognized as a world champion.
Man, you conning. Stop conning.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Excuse me, you liar. And watch this too. And watch this too. And watch this too, you lying ass. Watch this too, you lying ass. This tells you right now that they recognize the WBC franchise. The association will recognize it. Will. See this world? Will. Not may. Will recognize a world champion as a unified champion when he is also recognized as world champion in a comparable weight class by one or more of the sanctioning bodies. Likewise, it may also recognize a unified mandatory challenger. So do you know what that means? That means the WBA, by its own rules, had to recognize Teofimo Lopez as a unified champion. That's the fucking rule. Now continue on with your lies.
You're such a liar. That's not the WBA rules for the Reggie.
That's the WBA rules. That's the WBA rule book.
Who's the WBA primary champion right now?
There is no such thing as a primary champion. Who's the WBA world champion? It's Gervonta Davis, you liar. You said you read the rules.
You lying, man.
Where did you read the rules?
Just like you lied about
if I'm lying, tell me where you read that in the rules. Because that's the rules.
Just like you lied about Carlos Ortiz. That's what you do. You mislead the people.
Rule.
You mislead the people.
Where's the rule?
Some kind of
Where's the rule, bozo?
Where's the rule? Against Devin Haney, man.
Shame on you, dog. Shame on you.
You exposed, man.
Shame on you, bro.
Sick of you lying on this, man.
I'm lying. That's the rule for unified title right there. Let's go to the top of this. Let's just go.
Why is every
to the
title
top
every
of
morning, Devin
Be
Haney?
quiet, sir. Be quiet, because you're a liar, bro. You're a liar. Let's see. This is Rule 16 of the Rules of the WBA Association. Section A, Rule 16. Where did it go? This right there tells you. Where did it go? Where's Rule 16? Belts, super belts, title defense, vacant title defense, bout limitations, non-title loss, mandatory defenses, unified title, right there. Section C, Rule 16, unified title. Watch this. I need for somebody that is honest to get up here. Let me tell you how you rule. Let me tell you how you read rules. This means that the WBA did recognize Teofimo Lopez is undisputed because it's in their rules right there. The association will recognize a world champion. It did not say super champion. It said a world champion. And what is Gervonta Davis's title? It is world champion. As a unified champion, when he is also recognized as a world champion in a comparable weight class by one or more of other sanctioning bodies. Likewise, it may, see the difference between will and may. Here, they have no choice. They will recognize you as long as you're recognized by another sanctioning body. That includes Teofimo Lopez when Teofimo Lopez was the WBC champion because the WBC recognized him as the champion. Likewise, it may also recognize a unified mandatory challenge, which means if they don't recognize the mandatory challenger, they may say you don't need to do it. That's why the words may there. And in no situation does it say here that in this super champion status, that they are the only ones that can unify. Anybody else, Rollo, you storyteller? Anybody else? Any more? Anybody else? I got more. Anybody else want to tell me the WBA did not recognize Teofimo Lopez? It's in their rules. They have to. It didn't say we may recognize him if we like him. It said we will. Anybody else? I think it was created sometime in the early 80s, for Vladimir Klitschko, right after Lennox Lewis retired. Anybody else want to tell me that they read the rules and I'm lying? I'm keeping the rules right there, bro. I'm keeping the rules on speed dial for y'all. I'm telling you, I'm going to memorize these freaking rules in a second. Excuse me, sir. There's no such thing as a regular WBA holder and a super WBA holder. Please, Magnificent, use the titles so that we can reduce confusion. Okay? Anybody else want to tell me the WBA champion cannot unify? Anybody else want to spread that lie just to make somebody else look bad when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about? You clearly do not know what you're talking about. Here's another link. Anybody else? Anybody else? Rollo, you want to come back up here? I read it in the rules. But when I put the rule book in your face, you can't point to the rule. You know what you guys are doing? You're guessing is what you're doing. You're guessing. You're listening to what somebody else tells you that did not read those rules, that don't know the rules. There is no WBA regular listed in those rules. Nowhere. It's the world champion. The WBA world champion. And that unification refers specifically to the world champion. Super world champion and world champion are both world champion. And they will recognize a unification bout. If that other guy is recognized as another sanctioning body's champion. Will, not may. Will, not may. Give me 1 second. Let's see something. Section 7. What's Section 7 at of these rules? Well, let's go to this. Let's go to the WBO. Since we're doing it, we might as well go to the WBO, huh? We might as well go to the WBO. We might as well. And let's see if the WBO, what they have to say about unification fights. This is the WBO's rules section, unification bouts and unification tournaments as mandatory title bouts. The WBO has the power and authority to sanction a unification bout or participate in a unification tournament as a mandatory title bout. A unification bout is a championship bout with the champion of another sanctioning body or organization recognized by the WBO, including the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF. A unification tournament is a tournament with a single bout eliminators involving 4 champions. So watch this right here. Another world sanctioning body recognized by the WBA, WBC, and WF. So all the WBO, including, so they specifically say a unification bout is a championship bout with the champion that from the WBA, the WBC, or the IBF. So right there, they're specifically saying that they will recognize as a unification bout any fight with a champion named by the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF. Let's go and see. Let's see. Did they say purse bids? Did they say in that? Did they say in that they had the right to not recognize a champion by that sanctioning body? They specifically said a unification bout is a bout from a champion that is recognized by the WBC, the WBA, or the IBF. You need to stop thinking, Ajay. And you're tripping. All 50-50 rounds do not automatically go to the champion. Gerald Eubank said, Fanon, a lot of people can read, but not all can comprehend what they're reading. No, they can't. So that's why they just go with a lot of ridiculous shit. Like, well, nobody recognized, the WBA never recognized, the WBA never recognized Teofimo Lopez as the undisputed champion. Yes, they did. Because they have to recognize the champion of the WBC. And the WBC recognized him as champion. Nowhere in their rule does it say that. Here's the link for all of you liars and propaganda pushers. Click the link. I got the rules on speed dial now. I'm about to put the IBF up on this toolbar too. So then anytime y'all jump up here and tell me what a rule is, I'm going to ask you what the number of the rule is so we can read it. Shout out to YSM Sports Media who said what a rule was, and I read it. And I was like, you know what? That actually works with what they're saying. That is actually in their rule. There's the link to everybody that calls me a liar. Come on, man. I want to earn my money today. They're not going to do it. They're going to stay over there and lie. Stay over there. Stay over there. Now let's get to Shhakur Stevenson being lied on by Devin Haney. Dude, you're out of here if you don't click this link. No, it does not depend on it at all. No, it does not depend on it. Frequent's going to be silent. Frequent know he lying. Frequent Peace Seeker said, apparently only a small percentage of boxing fans understood what you were explaining. Misinformation is all over the place about titles, and it's purposeful. And it is purposeful that this misinformation is out there. Because it's designed to make Devin Haney look like Gervonta Davis look like he's not a real champion. That's what it's designed to do. You just have to work backwards from Devin Haney fan wants Gervonta to look bad. What will he say? That's all you have to do. Just work backwards from that. So what? So what did he turn down an offer? So what? Motivation 104. So what? Explain to me what the hell that got to do with anything. Devin turned down offer too. Devin was offered a mandatory fight with Shhakur, and he turned that down. So what? Nobody's obligated to take whatever you offer them. Here's the link. You'll never back that up, Motivation 104. Do I intimidate you? Motivation 104. Do I intimidate you? Because you should be able to back that up by clicking that link. That he turned down an offer. So what if he turned down an offer? All 50-50 rounds do not go to dog. You're on mute until you click the link, bro. Please click the link. What's going on, Rodriguez Jackson? John Little said, Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the building. Shout out, man. No, they can't click a link. I don't even believe Rollo. Where you go, Rollo? Where you go, Rollo? Where you go, Rollo? Rollo, where you go? Rollo, you're the only one with enough nerve to get up here now that I got the rule book. So we don't have to guess. We don't have to guess. You don't have to tell me what the name of a belt is. I will pull up the rule. You do not have to tell me that the WBA world champion cannot unify, even though it literally says a world champion unify. You can't study because you don't know how to read right. Dude, there is reading comprehension, man. And I'm telling you, little words like will makes a big difference versus may. That IBF, they said they will recognize a champion. Not may, will. I will recognize it. I clicked it. What am I supposed to do? Click it and come on in. Click it and come on in. You didn't click it because I didn't see you. Unless you can't get on for some reason. And that's something you need to sign in either through like YouTube or Twitter or something. Hey, 23 said, I respect Rollo. At least he got on and say the BS he believes with his chest. He called me a liar when he said he read the rules. I told you he didn't slap box Ali. Hey, where you at, Christian? I know Christian knows how to read a rule. Hey, Rollo looking up the man, it's not going to work, bro. You're years away from understanding that. We got to read. Hey, where you at? Where you at, T Orlando? Stop typing, start clicking. I got to time you out, homie. Seriously, man. Stop listening to what these other dudes. Seriously, man, for real. This is a channel where We're going to talk about the facts. And the rules are a fact. You guys are making things up because it makes sense for your argument and because you're listening to what other people are saying and you have respect for people that are ignorant of certain facts. And you are not going to whoop me in reading rules, okay? I am highly skilled at reading rules. Highly skilled at reading rules. Thank you, Greg Nelson. Gervonta Davis was not elevated. A title was eliminated. Okay? He was not an email champion because he wasn't emailed anything. He fought for that belt in the ring. He fought for it. Fought for it. He didn't get it. He didn't get that belt before he got in the ring. And he wasn't given a new belt. He has the same belt that he's had since he won that belt in the ring. That is not an email champion. That is not an email champion. So stop lying to people and calling him an email champion. He absolutely positively could have unified without that WBA super title. There's nothing preventing him from doing so. I got to see your face, James Silver, before you jump on. Jumped on and jumped off, huh? You want to change your name before you get on here? I'll put a link up there again so you ain't got to find it. Oh, hey, thank you. I think GM, I think you told me that you were the one that told me I switched up my that I had switched up my videos last time. Thank you for that yesterday. If that was the same GM, I appreciated that a lot, bro. Here's another link. Everybody else can get debates. What's crazy, Timothy Sidemeyer? You haven't had any announcements for any of the PBC fights yet. It's the 4th of January. Nobody taking it? Okay. So anyway, I'll take open questions now. Nobody wants smoke. You guys are very smart not to click this link. Maria. No, they can't click a link. Because there's no argument, man. What did you do? Motivation 104. Come on, man. Ask the question to me by clicking the link. I can't. So if Crawford went to the IBF after Spence sent him an offer, you wouldn't have called him a duck because he would have, just like he ducked and went to BLK Prime. That has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Because first of all, make sure I read that question that was that very irrelevant question correctly. If you're talking after Spence Cinnamon, I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. That shit makes no sense. None. That makes no sense. Well, that is completely irrelevant to what we're talking about. If Crawford went to the IBF after Spence sent him an offer, he would have fought somebody. He could have said he can't go the IBF route because Errol was the IBF champion. What are you talking about? If he would have, what are you talking about? That shit doesn't even make you just pulling shit out. I see you, Joey. You don't have to show your face. You want to show your face? I'm gonna put you up in a second, or you can put your thing up. Looks like you're frozen, Joey. I think you're frozen because you're not blinking. I'll wait for a second. No, that shit doesn't even make any sense, bro. What's up, Joey?
Happy New Year, Fanon. How you doing, bro?
I'm well, man.
Good. But yeah, I see that you've continued the pulverization of these Haney ignorant fans, man. It's interesting. I mean, they want to see things in one way but can't see it as to what it is. It's kind of weird. But you mentioned that we can ask you some other questions, and I had this question I've been meaning to ask you for a couple of days now, and it's around.
I hate Anthony Joshua.
Nah, it's not about Anthony Joshua. It's not about Anthony Joshua.
All right.
We don't have to go down that lane yet. It's coming. Don't worry. It's coming.
All right.
But basically, Tyson Fury versus Usyk, right? It's supposed to happen in, I believe it's February. And, I'm thinking about Usyk. Like, he's been undisputed at cruiserweight, right? And if he beats Fury, he would be undisputed at heavyweight.
Yes.
And he would have done that in 21 fights. And I really just want to get your take on Usyk. Like this, I want to really understand what your thoughts are on him, because I see him as an elite. He is an elite boxer. Like, I really do see him as one of the greats of our era. Someone to have undisputed in the cruiserweight, go up, be the little man, and beat those guys out there as well. Would you put him in? Would you say that his legacy will be better than Tyson Fury's? I know I'm asking a few questions at the same time, but what's your thoughts on that?
Yes, absolutely. His legacy will be better than Tyson Fury's if he beats Tyson Fury. And I already think that Alexander Usyk is one of the elite fighters of our time. Right now. I don't think he has to do anything else to already be that. For what he did at cruiserweight and what he's already done at heavyweight. Alexander Usyk, I think, will surpass Vasily Lomachenko as the greatest Ukrainian fighter of the century.
Yeah.
If he beats Tyson Fury. I think very highly of Alexander Usyk.
Would you go on to say that he would be the best heavyweight since Lennox Lewis?
No.
Who would you say is better than him then? Or who would you say would be?
Vitaly.
Italy. Okay. Yeah, that would have been an interesting matchup. Vitaly. Can you think of anybody else?
Vitaly and Vladimir. Probably just Vitaly and Vladimir. I think.
Okay, so they're from Ukraine as well. It's funny, right?
Vitaly and Vladimir, I would say.
Okay. But everybody else, you see him as a more accomplished, more complete fighter and a better fighter.
Look, I think Alexander Usyk's a hell of a fighter. I like him as a person. He seems like a genuine dude. He took on, if he's able to fight Tyson Fury, he wanted to beat Tyson Fury. He would have beat a guy that is well on his way to the Hall of Fame. He'd become an undisputed heavyweight champion, like many of the great heavyweight champions have. I don't care about the 21 fights part. I don't, because I think that's an optical illusion. Because he has such a long amateur career to develop. I think a lot of that stuff is, yeah. Yeah, so no, he's a great fighter, man. No doubt.
I have a question, because I don't know who's up and coming other than Jared Anderson in the heavyweight division. Is there anybody else coming in from the US, coming in from the heavyweight division that you see as someone that can actually, put American heavyweight fighters back on the map?
I think Jared Anderson can beat all of those dudes. Jared Anderson, because I think Jared Anderson is good, definitely gonna beat Danny Dubois and them hyped up ass UK fighters. And but look, man, let me move on, man. We're more in the 135, 140 pound division during this conversation, bro. So you're isolating me from the chat.
Oh, my bad. Okay, well, I just had those questions.
Frankie Sanchez as well, if they ever let him get a fight, which they will probably never do. I don't think that the heavyweight division is honest at all. I think that there's a lot of protection going on over there in the UK. But all right, man, let me let you go because I don't want to really keep talking about that, bro. I'm gonna lose audience on that.
All right, man. I'll speak to you soon, bro.
Nobody care about UK boxing.
I'll be back. I'll see you soon, bro.
I'm messing with you. All right.
Bless up.
Yes, sir. I want to get back to violence. Hell yeah, I want to get back to violence. Man, look, dude, these guys, look, man, anybody, look, you guys I'm giving you the truth on that, okay? This is not just opinion about who's going to win fights and all of that stuff. I'm giving you the straight up, honest truth. Hey, much love to everybody in the Cash App and the Super Chat on Super Chat Thursdays. For real, especially during the month of January, where it is. It's not a lot of stuff going on. Thank y'all so much for your support. Dermatology, Fury and Usyk, though, will be a good fight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, no doubt. Hey, Maria said, good morning, Fanon in the chat. People are simple. Thanks for the boxing facts. Very informative. Yes. And I can reiterate that again for you if you need me to. They're full of shit. Basically, they're full of SHIT is what they're full of. Congratulations to Bill Haney for 56 caps yesterday. I didn't listen. I don't understand how you can. Nah, G-Man's not going to show up anymore, man. I don't think he's ever going to show his face again. He's been humiliated, deeply, deeply humiliated. He's been deeply, deeply humiliated. And I actually feel sorry for him because he's probably trying to wait it out to think that I forgot. But it's at the forefront of my mind, fella. It's at the forefront of my mind. I see Bill Haney don't come here much. I wonder why. Oh, he'll come every once in a while. On this one, though, no. There's no need to come on this one. I don't care about Ruiz Parker rematch, Esmail Barrosa. I'm still licking wounds on Deontay Wilder, even though I had a good suspicion that shit was going to happen in that fight. Facts, Fanon. I just don't curse. Oh, okay. Look. Hey, Bud Jablonski said hit that like button. Yeah, look, man. Yes, Bill Haney has come to the channel before. Yes, he has. I think he may have been on this channel maybe 4 times. I would suspect like 4 times. But honestly, I don't want him to come on the channel because you guys have irritated me enough where I may actually go for the jugular. And I don't want to do that. I like to respect a promoter for doing the job that the promoter does. But you all are out here talking too bad about me. You guys are out there saying way too many things about me personally. And I don't appreciate it. You guys need to keep your name out of my mouth. Keep your name. Oh, he doesn't want to come back because he owes me that $50. But that's not even what I'm talking about. I caught him in a lie. I'm not talking about the $50 he owes me because of what he said. The words are pronounced the same way, but he used it as a noun and not an adjective. So his sentence structure was incorrect. He used the wrong word. He owes me $50, but he's not going to pay me the $50. But I got something even worse on him. I got something worse on King. He been lying this whole time. He been lying this entire time. You're going to get blocked forever if you don't click this link. Motivation 104. You got 4 times to click this link, or you're going to get blocked. Okay? That's one. I'm going to see your comment 4 times. You got 3 more times. On the 3rd time, I'm blocking you. So you got 2 more timeouts, and then you get blocked. So use your comments wisely, homie. I think he is king. Oh, I do. I do have a loaded clip for him. I should tell you what it is, King. You want me to tell you what it is, King? How I caught you lying? No, I caught you. You know how I caught you lying? Can anybody tell me if they remember when I used to do videos and used to have a lot of members of the LDBC on my channel? Does anybody remember when that stopped? When I stopped being associated with the Lions Den boxing community? Do anybody remember when that happened? That was 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. King said he knew all about it and he remembered that. Didn't you say, King, that you remembered that? And all the pressure and all the stuff that I had when I was doing that? Oh, 4 years ago. Thank you. It was 4 years ago. How could you only be watching boxing for 2 years? But you remember something that happened 4 years ago. How do you remember something that happened 4 years ago if you've only been watching boxing for 2 years? King, how does that work? How's that work, buddy? How does that work? So you're a liar just like Rollo. King.
What's up, man? I can answer.
Care to explain how you knew? Care to explain?
Very easy.
Something
it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Excuse me, sir. Explain. You feel like explaining something to me?
Well, let me answer what you were saying.
That's a question, dummy. Because that is only one thing. The real thing that I have for you is your boy Rick Glazier, dummy.
Hear me out first.
No, hear me about Rick Glazier.
What about?
Are you going to condemn Rick Glazier for what he said about Cameron Duncan?
Yeah, that was out of pocket.
Are you going to condemn him?
I haven't spoke to him, but that was.
Are you going to condemn him?
What he said was not good.
Are you going to condemn him? Now, I didn't ask you if you thought it was good or not. Are you going to condemn him? Because that is the worst thing that I've ever heard somebody do on Twitter.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Yeah.
So you're going to condemn him?
Condemn what he said. Yeah.
You're going to condemn him?
What he said. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now explain to me how you knew about something that happened 4 years ago, and don't lie and tell me that you saw the videos because they're down.
No, they're still on YouTube.
No, they're not.
Reasons too. There's a guy that does that.
No, friend. No, friend. They are not.
It talks about you saying you're gonna call FBI on 78 or something. There's that.
No,
video.
that's a lie. I never said I was calling the FBI on 78.
That's the video I saw on YouTube.
No, you never heard me say I was calling the FBI on 78. You never heard that. Because I never said that.
I saw a video or whatever on it. So
you heard, no, what you heard was you may have saw a video where somebody else claimed that that's who I was referring to, but I didn't say that. What I said was, yeah, you're lying. You're lying. No, sir. What I said was this. I was talking about Daniel Kinahan and how Daniel Kinahan had an FBI investigation on that fight with Tyson Fury. And guess what happened? What I was told by somebody that is an attorney for the U.S. wound up being correct. That there was a RICO investigation related to that fight. Stop lying, bro.
Oh, okay. And then what's his name? You know that little you said a little guy. He talks about that.
Let me tell you something, dog. Either you were here 4 years ago or you don't know what the fuck you're talking about with what happened 4 years ago. Which lie was it? That you only got into boxing 2 years ago? Or that you were paying attention to what happened 4 years ago? Which one?
So you're telling me you don't know what happened in 1945 when the World War II happened?
Sir,
Read it.
you said
Hear
you
about it?
remembered it.
Because I heard people talking about it.
So you don't remember it. You just heard what somebody, you were just repeating what somebody said.
Yes, that's
So
what
then
it was.
you lied because you don't remember it. You're just spreading gossip.
That's still a lie.
So thank you for the answer. You're just spreading gossip. That's all you did is spread gossip. Because I never said that about 78. What would I call 78 the FBI on 78 for?
I don't know. It was on YouTube.
You're a fucking liar, just like they lied. All you're doing is spreading gossip and trying to run my name down. Thank you for clarifying that.
I just spoke to you.
Thank you for clarifying it. All you're doing is spreading gossip on my name with something I never said.
I watch and support your show every day.
You don't support shit. You're a fucking troll. Now, you condemn what Rick Glazier said?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
And that is the worst thing that you've heard somebody could possibly say, but you're going to use him as a source in the future?
I mean, that was really bad. I don't know.
So you're going to use him as a source in the future?
What does that have to do with being a source? What he said was bad.
What I'm telling you, I'm asking you, you're going to use that man as a source in the future?
I condemn what he said about Cameron Duncan.
But you're still going to support him?
Support him how? I don't support him.
Yes, you do, by using him as a source.
That's supporting him?
Mm-hmm. Because you're saying that you believe he's reliable. That's support. Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I don't know why you're so uptight today. I was just
I'm not so uptight because number one, I caught you lying, homie.
Come on, man.
Number one, I caught you lying.
This LDVC stuff was all over YouTube.
So no, it wasn't. It's a very small section of it. I'm not that big.
And you know, there's one YouTuber that talks about you guys breaking up all the time.
I didn't break up. There was no breakup.
Well, moving away from the group.
I didn't move anywhere.
And you know who that person is. So
I don't know who that is. I have no clue who that is.
That's where I got my stuff from.
Dude, let me be very, very clear. So you just lied and said that you remember that stuff, but you didn't. You're just using some gossip hound. Let me be very clear. I didn't leave the LDBC at all. I've been right here the entire time. This is my channel. This is where I've always been. I had 25,000. I had almost 20,000 subscribers before I ever met anybody.
Your channel's bigger than most of them, so I wouldn't even.
It's bigger than all of them.
If not all of them, most.
No, all of them. All of them.
Every single one of them.
Every single one of them.
Even never mind.
You don't understand the definition of what I mean by that, so don't ask. Anybody that is really in that group, my channel is bigger than all of them. To anybody that's really in that group. People that fake like they're in that group, when it's opportunistic for them, there's a few people over there that are bigger, but not people that are diehard, ride with those cats every single solitary day. No. Because you know what? You would never hear he getting support from any of those guys. None of them. None of them.
Except one.
None of them. He hates them. He talks shit about them, calls them the lesbian community.
Except for
how can
one.
You support the lesbian community? How can you support somebody that calls your community a lesbian?
He rocks with blue blood.
No, you're now stop mentioning names because that's not who I'm talking about. Am I? Like I said, bro, you don't know shit from Shinola, puppy. And you're a liar that is nothing but spreading, and you've been for over 4 years.
No,
this is what I believe. That you've been there under various names, working for the same group of people that little Mr. He the midget works for.
Wow.
Spreading a bunch of misinformation and trying to sow dissension amongst people that would otherwise be friends with each other, even though they may not agree on any particular subject. I never left that group because that group is just that group. I've always been me. Always. And I didn't go anywhere. I've been right here the entire time with the same group of supporters that I've always had. All you did was spread some stupid rumor that didn't amount to shit.
I did that.
You did that.
I did
you
that.
You did it on my channel the last time I talked to you.
I was just repeating what I heard.
And that's what you call for spreading bullshit, when you repeat bullshit. Now, let me ask you another question. Did Gervonta Davis get elevated?
Did he get elevated to the WBA?
Did he get elevated?
I wouldn't say so. I think he just got rid of the championship or whatever.
So he's not an email champion?
He would still be an email champion.
How can he possibly be an email champion?
Because he didn't fight for the title. He got a letter.
He did. No, he didn't. He fought for that title.
The WBA saying you're now the.
No, he fought for that title. He fought for that title.
What? You gotta say that it was a regular belt.
See, that's what I'm telling you right now. That's why I know that you are 100% a bot.
How?
Because you know he fought. What's the name of the title he holds?
World Boxing Association.
That's the name of the sanctioning body. What's the name of the title?
The Reggie belt?
No, you know that's not true. Why are you lying?
Secondary belt?
Why are you lying?
Super championship?
See how you're lying? You will not tell the truth to save your life if it makes Gervonta Davis look good. That's why I'm telling you you're a bot, bro. No, he knows full well dermatology. He knows. He knows what it is. Be honest for a second. Be honest. Don't be like Rick Glazier. Don't be like, I see you Motivation 104. Don't be like Rick Glazier. Tell the truth. Earn some respect. Tell the truth. What is the championship that Gervonta Davis has? What's the name?
WBA Super Championship.
That's the name that Gervonta Davis has? That's the title Gervonta Davis has?
WBA 135 title. I mean, I'm confused.
See, you're a liar.
What are you expecting from me?
I'm expecting an honest answer out of you.
I'm kind of confused at what you're asking.
Nope. Well, let me be clear. Is Gervonta Davis the WBA World Champion? Is that the name of his belt?
Yes.
When did he win the WBA World Championship? Against what fighter?
Oh, so I see what you're doing here. Okay, I see.
What is the name of the fighter that he beat to win that belt?
Which used to be called the regular belt, yeah.
It's never been called the regular belt, not never.
Let me see.
It's Yuriokis Gamboa. Yuriokis Gamboa is when he won the WBA world title. What belt does he have now? The WBA world title. So how could he have been emailed a belt that he won in the ring 4 years ago?
Because you're missing the point for now. That's why.
No, let me ask a question. How can you be emailed a belt that you won in the ring 4 years ago?
Because you're missing the part that the Super Championship existed.
Sir, it's the same belt. How can you be emailed the same belt that you won in the ring 4 years ago?
You can't. They just got rid of the Super Championship.
There you go. So how can you call him an email champion when he won the championship that he has in the ring?
I understand what you're saying, and you make a valid.
No, since you understand what I'm saying, like everybody else does, then tell the truth.
You make a valid.
Gervonta Davis is not an email champion.
Tell you why.
All they did was get rid of a designation called the WBA Super that Devin dropped. So the only change in status that took place was that Devin Haney dropped the title. That's it. Gervonta was not given anything. That's a fact. That's a fact.
You're right. You're right. But
you're just going to try to find a way to make it look like Gervonta's got something he doesn't deserve and didn't earn.
First of all, his name is Abdul, but
his name is Gervonta Tank Davis.
You keep calling him Gervonta.
I'm going to call him Gervonta because you know what? I listened to the Imam, and you know what the Imam said? The Imam said that this is his, I think he said either characterization or his something. And then he used the word name. But let me show you something right here, sir.
No, let's just call him Abdul Wahid.
No, I'm not. I'm going to call him Gervonta Davis, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you exactly why I'm calling him Gervonta Davis.
It's Abdul Wahid.
I'm going to tell you why I'm calling him Gervonta Davis. What does that say? At the top of the screen.
So that's how you decide?
Yes, the name that he puts on his Twitter does not say Abdul Wahid. It says Gervonta Davis, and he never changed it.
Maybe
when he changes his name, when he says, call me Abdul Wahid, then I will call him Abdul Wahid. While he still has Gervonta Davis on all his social media.
Can I ask you something?
I'm going to know you can't, because I heard what he said, his attribute.
It's a very simple question. He
that Imam referred to his attribute as Abdul Wahid. He said his Islamic attribute is Abdul Wahid. That's what he said. And then he said name. His Islamic name.
Cassius Clay.
He literally changed his name to Muhammad Ali. Literally. And he said to everybody, call me Abdul. My name, and it came out of his mouth, was Muhammad Ali. I have never heard Gervonta tell anybody to call him Abdul Wahid yet. Have you?
If you change your name, then that's what
have
you want.
Have you heard Gervonta Davis tell anybody to call him Abdul Wahid?
I haven't seen him in an interview. So
therefore, you don't tell me that somebody said that somebody else can change his name for him.
I mean, I'm assuming if you change your name, that's what you want.
I'm going to assume that if you keep your name, if you keep putting out tweets under the name of Gervonta Davis, that you still expect people to call you Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis put out a tweet. When was it? Let's see.
Frequent flyer, we might need you to hop up.
You don't need shit except for your ass to stop lying so damn much. Gervonta Davis, on December 31st, which was 4 days ago, tweeted this under Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis, this was way after that. As Gervonta Davis says, I'm not at my best yet, it's more. Gervonta Davis said, when I say I will never be a people person, I mean it never. So all I can see is Gervonta Davis referring to Gervonta Davis as Gervonta Davis. That's it.
If that's what you want to go off of.
Dude, you want me to go after that's what a person in a social media sense signs his name?
I'm going to call him out of his respectable new name. That's what
How about you call it? No, what you're going to do is you're going to call him what an imam said his attribute is. Because that's what the imam said.
So Wahid is an attribute now?
An attribute is not your name.
It's an attribute now.
And that's what he called it. He said it's Islamic attribute. That's what he called. That's what he said it. That's what he said.
From the same exact belief that I've
studied. Dude, do you realize that Malcolm X's name stayed as Malcolm X for a long time, even though they had changed it? His Islamic name changed. Look, man, I'm going to call him once he says clearly, and starts getting insulted by people referring to him as Gervonta Davis, I will try the best to change it. But as long as the only person that I heard say it was a man sitting next to him that called it an attribute, and he's still on all his social media referring to himself as Gervonta Davis, I'm going to keep calling him Gervonta Davis. Let me go check and make sure I'm right about his Instagram. He changed his Instagram to Abdul Wahid.
I don't think he has.
Well, there you go. You think it's rude of me to refer to him as Gervonta Davis, but not rude of himself to refer to himself as Gervonta Davis? You've never heard him refer to himself as Abdul Wahid, have you?
Fanan, in real life, do you prefer to be called Fanan or Martin?
Have you ever heard him refer to himself as Abdul Wahid?
No, not yet.
Have you ever heard him request that people refer to him as Abdul Wahid.
No, not yet.
So what are you bugging me for?
I just thought if he changed his name, that's what he would want to be called.
How do you know he changed his name?
Because
He never said he did. Have you ever heard him say he changed his name?
It's just an assumption I made based off of what I said.
There you go. So your assumptions will make an ass of you. Leave me the fuck alone on cornball shit.
Called reasonable.
Now, I would like to go back once again to your ass lying.
It's a reasonable inference.
Your ass lying about either one of two things. You only been around 2 years, or you heard what happened. Anyway, thank you very much, dog, for being food this morning.
You were kind of rude today, man, but I'm gonna jump.
You got that shit right.
I was trying to be.
Oh, nice. By the way, you owe me my $50. When are you gonna pay me?
Voracious, really?
Excuse me, sir. Voracious and voracious are both pronounced very similarly. However, you used it as a noun. Voracious is not a noun. It's an adjective.
What did I say?
You said we need voraciousness out of you.
I didn't say voraciousness.
Voracious. What did you say? What was the word you used?
If you can prove that I said
voracious. We need you to be you.
First of all,
what did you say? What did you say?
I don't even remember what I said.
You said we need you to be voracious.
You said voraciousness at first, so which one is it? And which one is right?
The one that is a noun.
Which one is wrong then?
They're both a noun.
Voracious.
You using it as a noun is wrong. You using it as a noun is wrong. Voracious is a noun. He was voracious. You use it. What you're looking for is an adjective. Or let me make sure I get this right.
Get this correct. Yeah, so I can.
No worries. Voracious.
Because I know.
Voracious. No worries. We'll go through it. Voracious.
Because you know English is my second language.
Voracious is an adjective.
There you go.
You were using it as a noun.
I was using it as an adjective.
No, you were not.
Voracious.
Oh, that. Anyway, we'll leave it alone.
Now you owe me $50.
No, I don't owe you $50 because you said voracious.
And that's an adjective.
You use voracious. But you used it as a noun. Both of them were nouns. But anyway, we'll let you slide even though you're lying.
I took AP English in high school.
You took and how long have you been in the US?
Little over 9 years. Do you know that?
And how old are you?
How old am I? 24 years old.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
You're lying. I thought you said that you got out of college. I thought you said that you got out of college. How old were you when you got out of college?
2021.
2 years ago?
Yes, sir.
3 years ago?
22. At the age of 22.
We'll check you. Yeah, he's giggling. Pay what, man? You pay me my money because you said voracious.
ESL in 8th grade.
I got to remember what you said exactly because it's been a couple days ago. What was the sentence you used?
I don't even remember, man. Honestly, I know I said you need to be more voracious. I think.
No, we said we need voracious out of you.
No, I didn't say that. I said
yes, you did. It was something you need voracious out. We need more voracious. Matter of fact, that's what you said.
Who's we?
What?
Who's we?
Who's we? Is we the same we you always use? When you're trying to act like you're speaking more for always. You always say we. The same bullshit you always use.
Come on, man.
Dude, you're going to use the passage of time in my memory, the fact that I didn't keep that up front. You use that word in an improper fashion.
If you prove it, I'll send you the money. It's as simple as that.
Man, you're going to give me the money when I go back and I get it and I pull it up. You're going to be $50.
If you prove it, bro, but you don't have to do all that, man.
He said veracity.
I did not say veracity. That's what
Orlando said you said veracity.
I did not say veracity. I can tell you that.
No, I don't think he did, actually.
Voracious is an adjective.
Voracious. We need you to be voracious. We need for you to be voracious.
I don't know who we is, but okay.
I need for me to be voracious.
Can we get an English professor in the chat or
voracious.
something?
You needed me to be voracious. That's what you said. You needed me to be voracious.
Hey, T. Orlando, am I right or wrong?
There you go. You fucked it up. Give me my $50. You need for me to be voracious.
First of all, I don't know if
you can't say that you need for me to be you. The voracious is going to describe something. You use voracious wrong. Can you be voracious?
It's not voracious. It's voracious.
No, you didn't. Be
voracious.
I think you said voraciousness, bro.
I did not say that.
I'm telling you, man, that shit did not fit. But whatever. Anyway, so you are lying, though. You can conclude, though, that Gervonta Davis is not an email champion, right?
I mean, I don't really have too much of an opinion on it, man.
You said he was an email champion, so you know he's not. Just admit that I know Zulu Lion that he switched that shit up.
He's got a.
But I'm not gonna go back 3 days ago and research that shit
for the title, man. That's just my opinion.
He what?
He should have fought somebody to win that title.
He did fight somebody to win.
He did. You're right.
So then why would you say? Then why would you say?
Let me ask you this.
And he needs to fight somebody for it if you know he fought for it.
Devin Haney was a super champion, right? Until he moved up and all that, right? He did not beat Devin Haney to win that title. I understand your point.
Have to, because Devin Haney had the title before Devin ever got his.
Yes, but at that point, that wasn't the main championship. That was a secondary belt.
No, it's always the same championship.
But not for you to be undisputed.
The WBA said they didn't call it the main champion or not a main champion. WBA said that. The WBA said they confirmed that now Gervonta is the only champion.
Let me ask you this, Fanon. Could Gervonta Davis have been undisputed with Devin Haney having the super championship and Gervonta has all the other belts?
He could be unified.
There you go. All right, that's my point.
That's not a point. What do you mean? What's your point?
You can't be undisputed with that belt. Now
it doesn't fucking matter. You can be a champion without being undisputed.
Fanon. Undisputed and unified is different.
You undisputed. You can be a champion without being undisputed. Can't you?
Huh?
Can't you be a champion without being undisputed?
Yes, you can. Yes.
There you go. Wasn't Devin the WBC champion without being undisputed?
You're not understanding what I'm saying, man, but
I understand you're bullshitting. Yes, I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that Gervonta Davis was not the WBA champion because Devin Haney was the WBA super champion.
Yeah.
And that's not right, because the WBA super champion is one championship, and the WBA champion is a second. WBA world champion, second championship. Gervonta Davis was never elevated. And he wasn't an email champion because he won that championship in the ring. How can you be an email champion if you won it in the ring?
You really don't get why people are saying that he's an email champion. You see,
I get it. Just like I get. Let me tell you, there's a difference between getting something. I get it. It's fucking stupid. I get your logic. It's stupid. I don't agree with it. It's factually incorrect. But I get what you're saying. 1 + 1 is 11. Well, why would you say 1 + 1 is 11? Because if you take one and another one and you put them together, it's 11. 3 + 3 is 33. I get it, but it don't mean it's true. You cannot be an email champion if you were not emailed it. An email champion means they gave you the championship via email, that you never fought somebody for it. That's the definition of an email champion. You didn't win it in the ring. Gervonta won it in the ring. So he can't be an email champion. Simple. If the qualifications to be an email champion is that you did not win it in the ring, you got it versus you got it via email, but Gervonta Davis won it in the ring and he didn't get it in email, then how in the world is he an email champ?
I mean, I get your side of the argument. I do.
That's not a side of an argument. It's a fact.
I really do understand what you're.
It is a stone cold fact.
I understand
it's a
what you're
stone cold fact, friend. It's a stone cold fact. That's not a get it one side or the other, man. It's a stone cold fact.
Yes, he kept the same belt, but at one point there was a super championship. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
That doesn't make him an email champion.
I know, but my point about
then why, if you know that doesn't make him an email champion, why are you saying it's an email champion?
Because my
who do you work for, man?
What's that?
There's got to be a reason where you know something is not true, but you keep acting like it's true. You say, I know that, but still, I don't know that. I know that, but I don't know that. You know that he won that title in the ring. That's the same title he always had.
Okay. Who was the WBA's champion 2 months ago?
Both Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. They were both champions for the WBA.
Okay, who had to fight mandatories?
Gervonta.
Why didn't Devin have to fight WBA's mandatories?
Because really and truthfully, he was a super champion, which means he wasn't really the champion.
He wasn't the champion. So then how did he become?
If you really want to make a logical argument for who the champion is and who isn't the champion, somebody that is the word, do you know what the word super means?
What type of question is this?
It's a very simple question. What does super mean?
In terms of what? In terms of boxing or
what does super mean? The word super, man. If you can argue about what voracious and voracious means, what did you say you were? Honors English? You should be able to tell me what the word super means.
AP English in high school.
What does super mean?
What do you think it means, Fanan?
I'm asking you what it means. You're AP English, bro. You know what it means. I don't want to tell you so that you act like you don't understand.
I'm understanding.
You tell me what it means. Well, let's just go here and look up super.
This is ridiculous, bro.
Super. No, it's not. It's actually very important because this is AP English, sir. It is. This is AP English. When you read words and you know what it means.
That's context.
Okay. As a noun, what it means. It means that's informal. No, I need something. I need the formal. Why they got the informal? Informal. No, I need an actual definition of the word super. Okay. The prefix super. The adjective super is an abbreviated use of the prefix super, which comes in Latin means above, over, and beyond. Okay. So let's present this to you, okay? You're an intelligent person. Not honest, not particularly honest, but you are. You read it, you English well, right? See that? Above, a subject, adjective super. The adjective super. This is the definition because I said super meaning as a prefix. You know what a prefix is, right?
Yes, Fanan.
Prefix is the one you put super before a word and use it as an adjective. Yes. The adjective super is an abbreviative use of the prefix super with a little dash, which comes from the Latin super. meaning above, over, and beyond. Now explain something to me. If you say somebody's a super champion, what would that mean if you substitute the word super for the word above, over, and beyond? King? King? Are you there? Gone silent on me, son? You're on mute. I didn't mute you. Going silent on me, son? You silent? You going silent on me, son? You ran off, son? You ran off? It means, well, let me help you. What it would mean, because you're too cowardice to sit here and talk to me, is that you means you're beyond the champion. You are over the champion. That you are above, over, and beyond the champion. Do you know what that means? That you're not the champion. It means that you're not the champion. Because if you're beyond the champion, you can't be champion, can you? Can you be beyond something and still be it? It means Gervonta's the champion. That's what it means. WBA world champion is the champion. The super champion is beyond the champion. Above the champion. Over the champion. Which would make Gervonta Davis what? The champion. Anybody else? Want to tell me Gervonta Davis was not the champion? Mr. Roberts, thank you so much for your support. The $5 holler in the Cash App. Thank you, sir. I'm going to keep that right there for y'all. Hit that like button. I'm sorry that I got to break this to you. I'm so sorry. Phoenix the Assassin says, the AP and AP English meant almost primary. Dog, I know that dude used that shit in the wrong way. Hold on. That's what he said. Ah, shit. I got to go back because I know he fucked that up. I just can't remember what it was. GM King, that specific WBA super belt that Devin had was established in 2018, the same manner of the lightweight WBC franchise belt, the exact same way. And Mock Rock McBride said, actions show the WBA is loyal to the world title. Give me 1 second. I got to do something. At least King showed up, though. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, got it. Nah, they don't like that because that's what the word super means, bro. It's above the champion. So if anybody was the champion, it was Gervonta. You guys don't like, see, the rules are tough and words are tough. Excessive means exceeding what is usual, proper, or normal. What do you mean? No, we're using it as a prefix because it's attached to a word. No, it's T. Orlando. It's as a suffix, as a prefix, as a prefix. When you attach it to a word, it means above. To superimpose, superintendent. It's above the intendants. Yeah, he has no shame. Anyway, man, hey, where'd you go? Motivation 104. I'm sorry. No, but that's the word super means as itself, just itself. I'm trying to get it super as when it's attached to a word. Super / intendant, supersede, superimpose. It's to place it on top of something, above something. I'm looking for the specific meaning for the word super championship. Anyway, man, it is what it is. I'm not the best in the world with English. I have to beat that. He had to go. Oh, did he have to go back to work? Okay, my bad. My bad. That's my bad. I wish I wouldn't have let him know. That's been a fun argument, though. Yeah, I suck. Hey, seriously, T. Orlando, for real, man. That's my greatest weakness. Is seriously, man. Is basic. I was not in AP English. I just got a talent. I just have a talent that can overcome my lack of broad skill. You know what I mean? I'm like my writing is like Deontay Wilder. I can do it one way, but if I do it, I'm gonna knock your ass out. Hey, been saying for years the Super was BS, and they would get erased. It's not even all in all the divisions, just like the franchise. Yeah, it is the same thing as the franchise. Would you have to have a champion in order to have a super champion? It's pretty simple. Yeah, you do. Hey, thank you, brother. When they drop the $20 Tubman bills and then they take them out of circulation, will Andrew Jackson 20 bills be elevated? Dude, oh my God. That is hilarious. The fact that they got a Harriet Tubman and a Andrew Jackson, God, dog, Andrew Jackson, the original, though not the original, but one of those great mass murderers, Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson. Yeah, T. Orlando, I would never. Seriously, man, my English is not, my written English is really not that good. I'm working on it hard. I'm really working on it, though, to get it better. I'm really working on it to get it better, to be a better writer. Freaking Flyer, what you going to tell us? Freaking Fire, how are you going to hate on Gervonta today?
Salute for now. How you, man?
I'm well, man. I can't complain.
I got a serious question, though. And I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling.
Yeah, you are. Sure, you are.
You know, I'm gonna be the first one to say that I don't think that Tank is an email champion. But I do have a question about this, though.
Have you ever heard the word? Have you ever heard this saying?
Let me say, however, not but. I already know what you're going to 5 steps ahead of you.
Everything before the word but is bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not going to say but. I'm going to say however.
Everything before however is bullshit.
No, that's not the saying, man. But anyhow, let me get this out. The WBA Super. Let's just say, like, if Tank was the WBA Super Champion, if he decided to be that, and so do the regular. I mean, let me not say regular. Do the WBA championship go away if he become the WBA? I'm trying to figure out how to.
Let me ask you a question.
Wait, you didn't answer mine.
I have
I'm
to
trying to
answer
figure
you a
out how that.
question. I want to guide you through my logic.
Okay, let's go.
Does the WBA have a WBA Super have a mandatory challenger for it?
Absolutely not.
Does the WBA have a does the WBA have a ranking system?
Yeah, I know they would be violating the Muhammad
So,
Ali Act if
excuse
they
me,
didn't
sir.
have the regular one.
So no,
I mean the
stop,
world if they didn't have the world.
I'm getting to the answer to the question you asked.
Oh, okay, let's go then.
So, if Gervonta Davis was given the WBA Super title, he would have no mandatories. So, what would they have to do in order for the WBA, for the number one, the number two, and these guys to have any purpose of a ranking system at all?
Oh,
they would have to have a WBA world champion, or they would have to change their rules and make sure that that all the WBA super champions had mandatories.
Yeah. So you see what I'm trying to figure out? Then I'm trying to figure out how do they get to coexist, because it started with Lennox Lewis, right?
You already know that they coexisted for the last 4 years.
I'm trying to figure out how that come to be. Like Lennox Lewis became the WBA super champion, was there a separate world champion?
And I don't want to go through a history lesson of I would have to go through the notes. I would have to go through the committee member notes for the WBA's for the WBA convention.
But that's a simple question right there, though. For
nothing simple about it. You're asking me what decision process did they go through to arrive where we're at?
No, that's not what I'm asking.
The only way that I would know how we got here is if I go through the minutes of their meetings.
No, I'm asking when Lennox Lewis got the WBA super belt, was there a world
He never got that. He never got that.
I thought he asked for that. They gave it to him.
He suggested it. The first person to get it was Vladimir.
Oh, so Vladimir got it. When Vladimir got it, was there another WBA world champion at the time that he had it?
You want me? I don't see the relevance in this. What's the relevance of this before I find the answer?
Because with the WBC franchise belt, right? Lomachenko had the WBC world title, and then he requested to be franchised, and they just passed that belt along, the one that he had to Devin Haney. Right?
What's the relevance of this?
I'm trying to figure out how the WBA Super.
Are you trying to compare the WBA Super and the WBC franchise?
Well, most people say they're the same, but I know they're different, though. I'm not trying to compare them. I know they're different. But a lot of people try to say they're the same. I know they're different.
Oh, dude, we're talking about whether or not Gervonta Davis was an email champion or not. You agreed that he's not.
I answered that already. Yeah, I answered that already.
So I just was asking the questions about how the WBA can have both a super champion and a WBA super champion and a WBA world champion. You're trying to ask me that. What is the purpose of the answer?
Well, because you said to
establish.
Because they're the same belt, right? They're the same belt. They're both world champions.
No, they're not.
WBA Super and
two different belts.
But you just said earlier in the show they're the same belt.
They're not the same belts. I never said that.
Why would he? You said why would he have to be elevated when he had the same belt?
I didn't say the WBA.
Confusing it.
You are very confused because I didn't say the WBA Super and the WBA World Champion are the same belt. I said Gervonta Davis has the WBA World Championship now, and he had the WBA World Championship before. Gervonta Davis does not have.
Saying he just had the same belt, yeah.
He doesn't have this. He has the same belt he always had.
All facts. I agree. All facts.
So we're not saying. I didn't say the WBA Super Championship and the WBA World Championship are the same. So if that's how we get to the end of your line of reasoning, I didn't say that. Nor is that true.
Oh
So we don't
boy.
have to go through all those questions, which is eventually going to lead to you implying that Gervonta is an email champion. And if not an email champion, that he's getting something that he didn't win in the ring.
Fanon, I'm not going to go back on my word. I already said I don't believe that he's an
But I
email
know you're
champion. So I'm not trying to prove that.
I know what you guys are trying to. I know what you're trying to. I know what many of you all are trying to do.
There
You're
you go. You're
trying
grouping me in with those guys, man.
I said many of you
Yeah,
are trying to do in this chat. Many of you in this chat, many of you listening are trying to do.
So you're showing a prejudice against me?
I'm trying to tell many of you. Do you know what the word many of you means? The phrase many of you?
Yeah, so you're
Many
saying a lot of people are doing that, so you're expecting me to do the same thing.
It's where, dog? Many of you. I'm not talking to you specifically. There's no need for you to defend yourself. There's 508 people that I can see in here. There's probably going to be 6,000, 7,000 people that watch it. Many of the 5,000 or 6,000, 7,000 people that are going to watch this live stream at some point, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get around to Gervonta Davis receiving some benefit that he doesn't deserve, that he didn't win in the ring.
Are you talking about them, or are you saying that's what I'm trying to do?
Nigga, I just said many of you 5,000.
Yeah, so why are you grouping me in with these other people that's trying to do that? I'm not trying to do that.
You're grouping yourself in. I'm not grouping you in. You are.
You use that logic to...
Many of you. Let me put you off screen so you don't get confused. Many of you. See, freaking flyer, I'm not talking to you. I took you off the screen. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get and somehow claim Gervonta Davis got something he doesn't deserve because he didn't get what he has in the ring. And what I'm telling you is no, he got exactly what he has and he got in the ring. There's nothing that he has now that he didn't have before. Absolutely nothing. Other than the fact that he is the only champion, and he didn't get that. Devin Haney relinquished it. The only thing that happened was Devin Haney relinquished the championship.
Yeah,
see, I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah, I agree then. We agree, but I was just asking that question about the WBA Super title. I was asking, what happens if Gervonta Tank Davis would have gotten that title since Devin Haney left? Then what would other fighters have to fight for it, or would they just give it to somebody? That's what I was asking.
Let me tell you. The answer to that is the following. So we don't have to. We don't have to guess. Let's go to vacate. A boxer who obtains a title in an eliminatory fight for a vacant title. Nope, that's not him. Let's see what happens when you drop a belt.
Yeah, and Devin Haney didn't have to drop that WBA super belt.
He did. I don't care if he had to or not. He did.
Yeah, he did. So he did that on his own.
So what?
When I said he fixed the division, you said he didn't.
He didn't fix the division.
By him dropping the belt, it helped the division.
Dude, no. We still having this stupid ass conversation. So how did he fix it?
He didn't have any mandatories with that belt, so he could have just held on to it forever, I guess.
Dude, he didn't fix shit because the rule's still here. How did he fix it when this rule is still here? When this shit is still right here? Rule 7
it's gone.
It's not gone because the championship committee may designate a champion as super champion and may establish a criteria for a super champion. Committee
They
and
got
president
asked for it.
can determine conditions and requirements of defenses and retention of a title, such as, but not limited to, the following. And actually, they can order a mandatory defense period on the super champion if they feel like it. That rule is right there. He didn't get rid of the rule.
I like to think positive about Tank, so I wouldn't think that he would try to get that belt to try to duck. So I don't think he would ever do that.
Devin had it. Devin tried to get it.
Exactly. I said he wouldn't do it. I don't think Tank would ask for that belt. I'm saying.
But Devin did.
He didn't. He fought for it in the ring. He
defended it, and Devin defended it twice.
Yeah, because he fought for it in the ring, right?
So don't act like he fixed it. He defended it twice. He just left the weight class. Did he fix the IBF by dropping that belt too?
He dropped the IBF don't have all of these crazy championship belts.
Stop acting like Devin said, "Oh, well, let me fix this whole problem. I don't like the championship that I have." He called himself undisputed with that.
Why else would he drop it?
To move out of the weight class.
He didn't have to, though.
He didn't have to drop the weight. I thought he couldn't make weight anymore.
He was holding on. He was holding on to those belts.
Get off his nuts, bro. I gotta go. Seriously, man. Stop that shit, bro. That's desperate nut hugging right there. God, dog. Like, no joke, frequent flyer. I mean, of all the times you've done it, that shit right there is unreal. The man dropped the belt because he couldn't make the weight anymore. And he wanted to move up to 140. That's what he said. Jesus. I knew at some point in time it was going to come around to Devin is the great. Man, y'all wild as hell, bro. What's up, David Chastain? Hey, man, thank you to everybody that supported on Super Chat Thursday. This is Super Chat Thursday, a very critical day to the channel. So thank you guys to everybody that supported in the Super Chat and the Cash App. It really does make a huge difference, man. God, dog, man. That is desperate nut hugging, bro, right there. God, dog. Don't leave me, Devin. Fernand, you all dog. Come on, man. Frequent flyer. Come on, man. You swear to God, bro. Devin Haney could walk down the street, dude, for real. Devin Haney could take a shit in the middle of the street, and you would say, well, he's feeding the flies. Devin Haney could shit on your lawn, and you'll be like, he's just fertilizing the flowers. Like, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Well, I mean, I know you got to pick it up. That's something constructive that you have to do. He's just trying to give you something to do so you won't be so bored. Like, that man dropped the belts. Come on, man. It's organic. Come on, man. You make it impossible. You have stole the fanhood of Devin Haney from me, bro. Fernand, still trolling Tank when he's mocking Bill. Oh, they said, oh, they just lied. They just told a lie, bro, right there. This shit right here, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? This right here was otherworldly. Fernand, still trolling Tank when he mocked Bill and said we were ready to go to 140, bro, as if he meant it. Literally, he was mocking Bill Haney. And they took a clip of Gervonta Davis mocking Bill Haney for saying, we're ready to go to 140, bro. If it gets hot, we're ready to go to 140, bro. They then took that clip. Man, you guys, oh my God, man. Oh my God, man. It's becoming, it's fully exposed. It's fully exposed, man. It's fully exposed. There is nothing real about you guys. There is nothing real about you. You all are in a mass propaganda campaign designed to try to earn tens of millions of dollars. That's all you're doing, bro. For what? Big Baby Miller must have been high, man. I don't want to talk about that till I hear what happens. I don't even want to hear, man. I don't want to hear about Big Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller going to jail, bro. Yeah, that was, dog, seriously, man. You guys just want to make tens of millions of dollars. I understand, bro. I understand, man. It's all about the money, man. It's all about, you're going to make that money, dog. You got to make that money. I know. Every time I say it, bro, I'm like, man, please support the channel. Please support the channel. Because I need, you know what it is, man? You can't do it for free. I understand, bro. I understand. No hard feelings. No hard feelings. But you guys are 100% propaganda. For you to say, I'm trying to go to 140, bruh. I'm trying to go to 140, bruh. And to say that he's, Gervonta Davis announces that he's going to 140. Dog, it is so pat. Dude, nobody believes that you believe that. But that's why I'm saying, dude, everybody that did that, you know what it is. And you can't hate on them for it because that's what it is. Just like when how ESPN gave Fighter of the Year to Monster Inoue. Right? ESPN, why would ESPN give Fighter of the Year to Monster Inoue? And Sports Illustrated give Fighter of the Year to Devin Haney, who doesn't deserve Fighter of the Year by any stretch of the fucking imagination. Does he deserve it? But why would they do it? Because you know Devin Haney does not deserve Fighter of the Year by any stretch of the imagination. Does not, absolutely, positively does not deserve that. No way. One title defense that he barely won and a win over Regis Prograis makes you Fighter of the Year over Monster Inoue? Or Terrence Crawford? Hell no. Why did Terrence Crawford lose on both ESPN? I think he might have gotten ring. Did he get ring? He may have gotten ring. Let's see if he got ring. Oh, no. Because if they did that, I don't know. When? Who won Ring Fighter of the Year? Who won Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year? Tio didn't win no Fighter of the Year. Hold on, let me look. No, I'm talking about the Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year. But anyway, Devin Haney got Sports Illustrated. By the way, the person that is going to decide that is a guy from DAZN, Chris Mannix. So Chris Mannix gave just coincidentally, a DAZN journalist gave a DAZN Fighter of the Year. An ESPN panel gives an ESPN Fighter of the Year. I am sure that is 100%. What's up, Rise? Hey, Miss. Oh, thank you, Ariana. Thank you, sister. Thank you for that support, Ariana. Thank you. Because they're on their network. Because they're on their network. We've got Fighter of the Year. Devin Haney does not deserve Fighter of the Year for nothing. Hell no. Hell no. No way. No way. Gervonta Davis had a better year than Devin Haney did. Easily had a better year than Devin Haney did. Way better. He absolutely had a better year than Devin Haney did. Absolutely did. Nobody has Gervonta Davis anywhere near it. Man, let me tell you, Gervonta Davis beat an undefeated Ryan Garcia in a fight where the odds were closer than Monster Inouye's fight. For me, it's Terrence Crawford. Hector Garcia, does Ryan beat Regis? Look, I don't care, man. That's not what it's about, Ray. I don't care about that. Gervonta Davis beat two undefeated fighters. Two undefeated fighters. He had the biggest fight in boxing. One of the guys was a reigning champion. Come on, man. This year, if they gave it to Bivol, I would be amazed, man. They couldn't. I mean, if they did it, I would be absolutely amazed. If Ring Magazine gave Bivol Fighter of the Year this year. I mean, oh my God, the Ring Magazine is just such a bad situation, bro. God, dog, they are just straight up. Wow. I mean, wow. Come on, man. I think it's probably going to have to be Inoue, bro. I mean, I'm hoping it was. Inoue has the highest knockout ratio in world fights, title fights in boxing history. These motherfuckers be lying. God dog, they lie. God dog, they be lying. Inoue has the highest knockout ratio in world title fights in boxing history. Do you know how easy that is to bust that lie wide open? Can anybody tell me what the knockout ratio is? What the knockout ratio is for Arthur Beterbiev in world championship fights? Can anybody tell me? I know it off the top of my head. It's 100%. Monster Inoue does not have a 100% knockout record in title fights. I know he doesn't. Because, well, let me guess, and I believe that he doesn't. Because let me go. Absolutely, positively, he does not. Because he went the distance with Nonito Donaire. He also went the distance with David Carmona. He went the distance twice in title fights. Man, these people just make shit up. God dog, they be making stuff up. God dog, they just be. There's two people right there he didn't go the distance. He went the distance with. Dude, the boxing media just makes up stuff. This sounds good because you guys won't check. Look, man, the fighter of the year is who you think the fighter of the year is. I'm just telling you that the guys that get named, usually if you have a boxing, like ESPN and those guys, come on, man. They lean towards fighters that fight. Oh, okay. There's a Lamb's tire. Okay. Crazy. Abs, you guys are tripping. So tripping. My goodness gracious, bro. They just said like Monster Inoue has the highest knockout ratio in boxing championship history. When he does not. Because he went the distance twice. That means it's not 100%, bro. For me, the fighter of the year is Terrence Crawford. Because that was the biggest fight of the year. It was the most important fight of the year. How can you win the most important fight of the year, but you're not the fighter of the year? Marlon Tapales was a tune-up for belts. Yeah, I don't know who Ring gave it to. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Ring is probably inclined to give it to Monster Inoue, honestly. Fanon, who wins Morrell or Benavidez? I don't know, man. I don't know who wins that fight. That's a tough fight for both those guys. I think that is a tough fight for both those guys. I don't know. No, Steve Fulton Jr. was not on any major pound for pound list. I had him on mine. But he's not up there with Errol. Nobody won a harder fight than Terrence Crawford did going in the door. Nobody did. Terrence Crawford absolutely, positively deserves it. And I don't think that there's any real argument for anybody else. I mean, there's Monster Inoue, but man, like neither one of his. He was a favorite in both of his. He's a big favorite in both of his fights. But it doesn't matter, it is what it is. But I don't know who would win those fights. I don't even know if Edwin Villario had 100% knockout in a championship fight. I don't think he did. Or maybe he had in his fight. Yeah, maybe he did. He might have. Well, yeah, because he had 100% knockout ratio in his whole career. So, yeah. Oh, my God. You should have remembered how up in everybody's nuts those Ring magazine was with this guy. Lord have mercy. They was going crazy over this dude. They were going crazy over this dude. They were going nuts over this guy. Specifically Dougie Fisher, man. God, dog, them boys on Ring, man. They used to be Max Boxing at the time. Yeah, of course Bud did, man. For me, honestly, man, but look, only reason that I brought that up, only reason I bring that up is because people give out, they're just interpreting things the way that it works for their fighter. Devin had a good year. He smoked Regis, but Loma could have went either way, so I can't put him over Bud. Inoue, Benavidez, they left no question that they won. Yeah, I don't understand how Devin entered into the competition for it. I really don't. Let me see something. Yeah, Teofimo only fought one time this year. Ooh, Lopez got dropped. I mean, if he had beat him more convincingly, but he didn't. And Lomachenko was coming off a loss, man. Lomachenko didn't even look good in the last fight that he had. I'm not hating on him. I'm just telling you the truth. No, they have not named his next opponent yet. No, they have not. Come on, man. One more caller. I mean, Rollo got beat up. I'm sorry, Rollo, for beating you up that bad. I'm sorry for whooping you up, Rollo. Will you forgive me, Rollo? Here for boxing. Where you at here for boxing? Man, I hate that I don't have that crap on tape for whatever his name is. He had already Lomachenko. Nah, man, Lomachenko's a great fighter, man. I just think Lomachenko very well could have won that fight. So I'm not giving you fight of the year for sneaking out a win over Lomachenko. You snuck that win out, man. Hell no. Nah, here for boxing is not coming back anymore. I know. Because he is conceded that he can't be. He is conceded all defeat to me. Tank had the best year for non. Hey, man, by the way, bucks are plenty. Hell no, I'm not going to your damn YouTube fucking space that 5 people show up to, you bum. Hey, I know you listening, bucks are plenty. I saw your space. You had 5 people in that shit. Hell no, I'm not wasting my time to go to no space with 5 people in it. Man, you had 5 people in your space talking about, come on to my space. No. Get your weight up, son. Get your weight up. And he ain't never come back. I blocked his ass too after that. But anyway, at least we now know that Devin Haney was never going to fight Shhakur or Gervonta. 3 fights in 11 months is good for Tank. Hopefully he will get that legal situation figured out and get back in the ring. I don't think it's the legal situation. It's the network. By the way, man, why were people saying Tank is inactive? Why? Dude, y'all say anything about Tank. Y'all say any and every. Hey, thank Nicole. Thank you. Tank is an active fighter. He's not inactive at all. Like, where do you get the Tank? Where do you guys get the Gervonta Davis as an inactive fighter? Much love in that super chat, brother and sister. Thank you so much, Nicole. Let me see this. Because he fought once during the pandemic? He fought once in 2022. But really, he's just kind of, you can't even really count that time for him because you just got to look at the months. Okay, so look, because he fights in, when the date of this fight? Yeah. So like in 2019, he fought 3 times, but really, one of them was 12-28. So in the next 12 months between Gamboa and Mario Barrios, he fought twice. He fought Gamboa, he fought Leo Santa Cruz. 6 months later, he fought Barrios. 6 months later, he fought Isaac Cruz. 5 months later, he fought 5 months later, he fought Rolando Rowley. And then, what is that? 8 months later, he fought Hector Cruz. And 3 months later, he fought Ryan Garcia. This dude fights about every 6 months. One time, he took him 8 months instead of 6 months. But they didn't overlap. And only one time, because he fought 3 times in 2019, but he fought once in 2020. But he fought 3 times a year before that. He basically fights every 6 months. So where's this inactivity? An upcoming protege? Jonah Jackson. That 130-pounder was bigger than Gervonta. But if you want to find a reason to discredit whatever he does, he went up to fight a protege, an upcoming protege. Ryan Garcia was good enough for everybody else to fight. Y'all are wild boys. But anyway, it is what it is. That's why what made Canelo, Gervonta fights about the same amount as Canelo does. Canelo is very active because he had a contract that made him active. Saul Alvarez. His name is Saul. Saul Alvarez. Two times in 2023, two times in 2022, three times in 2021, once in 2020, two times. Yeah, he fights the same amount as Canelo does. He fights the same amount as Canelo does. He's more active than Terrence Crawford. More active than Terrence Crawford. Planet 169, what are you talking about? Planet 169, what are you talking about? Ain't y'all forgetting y'all was picking Ryan to win? They were. And saying that he would duck, he never would take the fight. Let me see. Anyway, yeah, I can't find it. I don't want to really look for that. Yeah, but what are you talking about? But knockout boxing isn't somebody. I've never heard knockout boxing spew Devin Haney stuff. I've never heard that before. That's what's confusing me. I've never heard knockout boxing be irrational about anything. Tell you the truth. I don't think that knockout boxing has any agenda on anything, really. So that's what threw me off, because when did knockout boxing do that? But you mean somebody in the chat doing it? Shit, there are people in my chat that do it all the time. Give out that propaganda. But it is what it is. Look, man, though I'm going to put the link in here one more time. The subscribers, yeah, but his subscribers are my subscribers. I don't think there's a lot of, well, I don't know. Maybe there are people that are subscribed to him that don't come here during the live streams, but I don't know. Now he's talking about people on Knockout's panel. Oh, they don't even show up here. The panel, bring your ass on. Anybody that jumps on a panel, jump on. I need fresh meat. I need fresh meat. Marquis, look, I don't really trip on Devin, the age of the fighters that Devin fights. I mean, I don't really think that that's anything. I don't really think that's a big deal. Either here, to me, that's neither here nor there. What's going on, Big Dog Willie?
What's cracking? What's cracking? Anyway, I got something to debate with you.
Yes.
You ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay. Wasn't what's his name? What's the guy's name? I can't think of his name right now. Oh, Devin Haney. Wasn't he an email champ?
I never called him an email champion. No.
But didn't they call him an email champ with the
Yes,
WBC?
he was elevated. He was elevated from the WBC interim champion to the WBC world championship because they elevated Vasily Lomachenko to the WBC franchise championship. It was the same thing that happened when Jermall Charlo was the WBA interim champion, and he was elevated to the WBC world championship when Canelo was elevated to the WBC franchise champion.
Okay, so
I personally have never called him the email champion.
Neither have I, but
he was notified. He was
trying to prove a point.
Though, yes, I would suspect.
I'm trying to prove a point. But didn't people say that you had to fight for your belt to become a champion? I remember Devin Haney fans saying that a couple of weeks ago when it came to Tank.
Yes, they did, and he did fight for his belt.
But Devin didn't, though, right?
No, Devin. Well, he fought for his belt on several occasions. He did not fight it. He got that belt without fighting for it in the ring. Correct.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that because according to the Haney fans, he just Tank just got the belt and he didn't fight for his, but Devin miraculously fought for all his belts, but it seemed like there's some kind of misconnect. I don't understand how they can just forget about Devin getting elevated, but Tank did fight for his belt, but he's an email champ. I'm just confused with that. I'm confused with all that.
It's called desperation. It's called desperation. So they take something that they know full well was a criticism of Devin Haney, not from me, because I don't think that was I didn't have a criticism for that. He was supposed to he was the WBC interim title. So eventually he was going to be in position to fight and become the mandatory for the WBC world title. But they elevated Vasily Lomachenko, and that was no longer available for him. So since he had already fought several times, they said, look, we're just going to move you up because we need somebody to be the WBC world title. At the time, I wish that they had just left it vacant and made Devin wait to get the championship until the fight was actually made. I had said the same thing about Jermall Charlo when Jermall Charlo was given that belt before he actually got in the ring. I didn't like that they walked into the ring as a champion. Wish that it had been a vacant, but that's beyond my pay grade.
Right.
But when it comes to Gervonta Davis, they're just full of shit because Gervonta Davis was not elevated to anything. Gervonta Davis, back in 2019, he became the WBA world champion, and he still has the same WBA world championship right now. So he was not elevated. And he was not emailed a championship. He already had it. He's had the same belt for 4 years. And he won, and he didn't get emailed that. He fought for a vacant title against Yuriokis Gamboa, a belt that was vacated by Vasily Lomachenko. So actually, Devin was the one that was emailed the championship that Lomachenko was elevated from, while Gervonta Davis was actually forced to fight for it.
What's that word called? It starts with an H.
Hypocritical than a mother. It's called being a hypocrite. Because the fact of the matter is the only person that was emailed it was Devin. Gervonta Davis, that belt was vacant. They had the WBA Super Championship, which was with Lomachenko. Lomachenko was elevated from that WBA regular championship or the WBA world championship. And then Gervonta moved up in weight. He wasn't given it. He had to fight Yuriokis Gamboa for that. And he won the fight in the ring.
Yeah. I just trying to figure out how they spent it already. I don't know how they did it. It's some magic that Bill Haney got them doing, but
I'll tell you, can I do the magic trick for you?
Okay.
I'm going to do the magic trick. All right, ask me a question.
Okay. Any question?
Ask me any question.
Okay. What color is the sky? Right.
That's the answer to any question.
Right.
Now name me a boxing question.
Okay. Okay, let me do this. Let me make it actually exact. Who is the heavyweight champion in 1988?
Devin is right. Devin is right. It don't matter. It all comes around and Devin is right.
Yeah.
If Devin said it, it's right. What works for Devin? What's best for Devin? You know, that's what it works. It doesn't matter what it is. Devin is right.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter.
If Devin says I can Gervonta Davis, watch this shit. Unifications trump mandatories. But Devin was not the mandatory, and Teofimo Lopez was a unification fight.
Right.
Did Lomachenko duck Devin? Yes. Why?
Because Devin is right.
Because Devin is right. Now, go to any channel and ask, I dare you, go to any channel and run that test. It's going to come down to because it's Devin is right every single solitary time because they start with the answer and they work backwards. Devin wants a fight with Teofimo Lopez. Devin called and says, Devin says, fight me, Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez says, I'll fight you as soon as I get done with this mandatory obligation. That's a duck.
Yep, there he goes. That's the word.
Why? Because Devin is right.
The Matias thing is the same thing.
Devin Haney, Bill Haney says that Subriel Matias asked, I talked to Peter Kahn, Subriel Matias' manager, and they asked for $4 million for the fight. That's why they're ducking the smoke. Excuse me. Peter Kahn does not represent Devin Haney, does not represent Subriel Matias. And Subriel Matias' team said that we didn't hear anything from Devin and Bill Haney. So how can Bill Haney be telling the truth? Devin Haney is right. It doesn't matter. No matter how ridiculous the shit is. No matter how ridiculous the shit is, Devin is right.
Yeah.
It's that is the definition of a cult.
Oh, thank you. That's
the definition of a cult.
Yes.
There's that this man can says that now watch this. Did Devin Haney or did not Devin Haney say that he did not have to fight Vasily Lomachenko after that rematch, after he won the rematch against George Kambosos?
Yes.
Did he then not also say after the rematch with Vasily Lomachenko, after the fight with Lomachenko, after he actually fought him, that he asked for a 4-fight deal with Top Rank? The third fight they knew was Lomachenko, and the fourth fight that they asked for was Shhakur Stevenson, but Bob Arum said no to Shhakur.
Yes.
So in one hand, didn't they originally say that they were not committed to a fight with Lomachenko? But then after the fight say that they had committed to a fight with Lomachenko?
Exactly. Devin is right. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Tank was elevated to a good example, Ray Davis. Tank was elevated to the same belt he already had. Why? Devin is right. Ray Davis, Tank was not elevated, Ray. But I would love to. Hey, thanks, Big Dog Willie. That's
all right, man, I'm out of here. But I just had to say that before I go to bed. I just had to jog your mind for a minute.
Bro,
All right.
all comes down to, let me tell you, you can know what they're going to say ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, with this one simple tool,
Yeah.
you know what the situation is going to be no matter what happens.
Right.
Devin Haney could get knocked out in the second round of his next fight. Remember this. Whenever they point to whatever argument they make, you know it's going to support this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm calling out Ray Davis because I need to know Ray Davis.
Yeah. I'm about to get off of here, but yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Get back with Big Dog Willie. Ray Davis, where you at? You'll be the last one. Come on, Ray, because you're reasonable. Hashtag Haney is right every time, no matter what. That's what always got me in trouble. Because I would be like, that's not right. No, Devin is right. What's the question? I don't know. What's the question? It doesn't matter. Devin is right. There you go. Give me a second if you're there already. I got to get rid of some of these tabs I got going on. Should have left that one. Got it. Don't worry, we got it. Ray said he's going to jump on here. Okay, so you say that he was elevated? Can you explain that?
I'm talking that ish because I'm saying to there's so much hypocritical stuff going on, the back and forth and stuff. I don't really care either way.
No, but I'm asking you, do you think that Gervonta Davis was elevated?
Huh?
Do you think that Gervonta Davis was elevated?
No, I was just talking to like somebody in the chat. I was just being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. Thank God. All right.
Hold on. No, I'm gonna get on it though. Shoot, why not? We here.
Why are you're gonna make the argument that he was elevated?
I mean, to the point of there was a champion that superseded him. I mean, him being the only champion and them telling him, hey, we're going to get rid of this belt. You will be the sole champion. To that point, yes.
They didn't tell him that. They told the media that.
They telling the media is the same as telling him. We all learned at the same time.
So let me tell you why you cannot be elevated, brother. Okay? The use of that word is inappropriate.
I understand that.
But let me do it again because I just want to do it for everybody else. This right here, WBA world champion, Gervonta Davis. He is the world champion. And Gervonta Davis has been the world champion. This same belt.
Okay. Right.
That same belt. He has had the same belt
Okay. Now,
since 2019, man.
Okay. When did Loma win this WBA Super? Even though I don't think he should have had the Super.
When he was given the WBA Super.
I thought he
didn't win.
He had a fight for it.
He did not fight for the WBA.
So they just gave him the belt.
They designated him that.
So there's another email champ right there.
That's not an email champion. The WBA lightweight title was given to Vasily Lomachenko in this fight.
When he beat Linares, right?
After he beat Linares, because if you see, Linares was not the champion. That's why you have Juan Manuel Marquez.
Was the belt vacant prior to that?
It was vacant because
so they fought for the title.
It was vacant. No, they did not fight for the title.
Click the arrow next to the thing. It should show you what
Sir,
the
I know what it says. Look right here. Look right here. Juan Manuel Marquez in 2010 was the last person to defend it when he won against Castigas and he moved up in weight. That belt left with him.
Okay, but the super belt was
Super's not vacant. They didn't name it.
Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. So the WBA Super only existed when you were a unified champion, correct? Is that the history of it?
Correct.
That's not correct. As the history of the WBA Super.
Let's read the rules.
They started titling the Super when you became a unified champion.
No, let's go to the rules. That is one scenario in which they can do it. Just one scenario in which they can do it. That's one scenario in which they can do it. In exceptional circumstances, the WBA committee and the president may designate. Now, watch it says, may designate a champion as a super champion. Do you see those words?
Okay, but usually it says, what is it? I can't
Sir,
read. I can't read your screen. It's a little small. Hold on.
Okay.
It says
here. I'll move it up.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect. Exception. Okay.
Okay.
In circumstances. Okay.
The championship committee and the president may designate a champion as super champions. So how does somebody, if you read this sentence, how does somebody become a super champion? Who can become a super champion?
Okay. So who?
Can become
whoever they deem necessary?
No.
You just if it's in exceptional circumstances.
Listen. You got to read the sentence. You got to read it for the words that are there. Don't make
circumstances. The
championship committee and the president may
designate the champion.
Stop.
A champion.
Who can they designate?
A champion.
Okay, so they have to designate a champion.
Okay, so
listen to me. Can they designate a non-champion?
No. What did Loma have at that time? Did Loma have a belt?
Listen. He didn't.
137.
He did not. Listen, Ray. This is how you got to read rules like this. The committee and the president, who has the duty? The committee and the president may designate a champion. So only a champion. The committee can only designate a champion as a super champion. That's it. You have to be a champion to be designated a champion. So when Jorge Linares, who was not designated as a super champion but was a champion, lost to Lomachenko, then Lomachenko became a champion, and he was able to be designated as a super champion. So he had to become champion first. And how did he become champion? He became champion by winning the WBA World Championship from Jorge Linares. At that point in time, the president and the committee could designate him as a super champion. That's why you see him not referred to as a WBC World Champion. You see him referred to as a WBA Super Champion. And may establish criteria for a super championship. The committee may determine conditions and requirements of defenses and title retention of such a title, including but not limited to, watch this, including but not limited to, which means they may, see the word may, they may determine conditions or they may not. It's up to them. That they can, requirements of including but not limited to, which means these things, but more as well. A mandatory defense period. So which means that they could actually, if they want to, order the WBA Super Champion to have a mandatory. Sanctioning fees, including purse fees for both title and non-title bouts. In whatever manner and at what time the official contender for a super title shall be named. See, they can, if they want, give contenders, but they don't have to.
So they can mandatory if they want. If they wanted to give him mandatory, he could have had it, correct? That's what it says.
Absolutely. But they may. But going back to the point about of whether or not Vasily Lomachenko was the champion before he got the super, that means that a world champion.
That's all I said, Fanon. I actually said that. What you just read is what I said.
You are a world champion. Gervonta Davis is a world champion.
Okay. But I'm just telling you, before we went there and I said, was Loma the champion? You said, no, he was designated. And I said,
he was not the super champion. He was the champion, clearly.
Yeah, because but that's what I was saying to you. So basically, we just said everything I was saying in the beginning.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood.
Okay, all right, no problem. It happens. I get a little tongue-tied at times. I get it. So with that being said, and this is not far-fetched. This is just an opinion of mine. Okay, I'm not saying anybody said this. I'm not putting this on nobody. Now, actually, I think the WBA did say this in an article, or one of the articles said it about the WBA, that they had made, they were trying to make all big fights happen, I think around the same time, and they made a secondary belt to force the champions to fight so they can have one champion and make big fights. I believe it was an article on that. Yeah.
The purpose, look,
I'm just saying, I know they wanted Loma. A lot of people wanted Loma. They wanted to get the promoters out the way. That's what the article has said.
No. Well, the article can say what it wants to say. We can just look at the purpose and what it does. It allows a super champion. If the WBA decides, if the WBA wants them to have a mandatory, you can have a mandatory. If they want to put it on them. If they don't want to put a mandatory on them, they don't have to put a mandatory on them. So that would allow a WBA super champion to do and fight wherever they want to fight. But the WBA world champion is bound by the mandatory title defenses laid out in the rules. So what they're doing is they are doing exactly what the word super in front of the word champion means. They are just raising you above the champion.
Okay. So
the champion, the WBA champion, is always been, since Gervonta Davis got it, Gervonta Davis. There is nobody that names an undisputed champion. That is one of the biggest misnomers that is out there.
ESPN did it.
You don't know. It's okay. Well, if the ESPN says that Lomachenko is the WBA champion and he's not, and the WBA says he's not, does the WBA get to name that?
Absolutely
No.
not.
The WB, there is no official body in sports that names an undisputed champion. Nobody has the power to do that. The WBA can only name a WBA champion. That's it. And in the WBA rules, they must, according to their own rules, recognize a champion that's named by another sanctioning body, no matter who it is. The WBA does not have any say-so whoever the WBO champion is, or the IBF or the WBA. So none of those sanctioning bodies get to name who's undisputed. They only have rules for saying unified. And they are going to recognize a champion. They allow themselves to make their champion to make other champions fights with fighters that are recognized as a champion by another sanctioning body. But there is nobody that gets to say, well, what is a major championship body? Who gets to recognize that? Nobody.
Yeah,
Ring Magazine does not run boxing. ESPN doesn't run boxing.
I'm not arguing none of that, None of that.
So that's why I'm saying the idea that these rules are related to the concept of undisputed, it's not true. It's only thing that they address in any of these guys' rules is a unification fight. And you unify based on the sanctioning bodies that are recognized by the other sanctioning body. So if the WBA just didn't recognize the WBC at all, then their champion couldn't fight them. But it wouldn't be that they recognize or that they don't recognize a champion named by that sanctioning body. It would just have to be that they don't recognize that sanctioning body, like they don't recognize the IBO.
Right.
If they don't recognize the IBO, they can say that's not a unification fight because we don't recognize the IBO. They can't say, well, we recognize the IBO, but we don't recognize the IBO's champion.
Understand that. Now, I do have a question, speaking of which. The franchise belt, when you're the franchise title holder, that goes with you as you move up or down in weight, correct?
If the WBC says so.
Because Canelo took it up to 168. From 160, took it to 170 to whatever and back down, correct? And
the WBO, that's how the WBO works?
WBC, I said.
I know. I'm telling you that's how the
WBO... The WBO recognizes your champion at it. They recognize your championship at another division. I'm not saying that. What I'm asking is
no. The WBO, the WBC to me acts like a hybrid between the WBO and the WBA.
Okay,
the WBO is actually a title that is transferable once they decided it was transferable. That it was, and actually, it's not any more transferable now that I think about it than the WBA.
Weird, right? It was, and now
it's not transferable. The WBA is not transferable. The WBA, you have to be recognized as such.
No, I wanted to say I was talking about the WBC. I want to talk about this franchise thing. It was a question. It was a question. So what I'm saying is, you can move up and down in weight as long as you held that title and never lost, right? It was non-transferable. It's your belt, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, like I said, Canelo took it from 160 to 168. He went to 170 with it. He came back down to 168 with it. And he fought Triple G at 160 with it, correct? He went and then went back up. So he's continuously had that belt.
Didn't say, I don't think they ever said that he was a franchise belt at 168. I don't think he was ever franchised at 168.
He's still a franchise champion.
No, he's not. He's not, because the WBC said he wasn't.
Okay, I missed that notice.
He was the franchise. He was the franchise champion at 160 pounds. But what's your question about it?
No, I just didn't know. That was it. That's all I wanted to ask, because I wanted to ask if it was able to go up or down, because the notion of the franchise belt, if it was able to do that and scale up and down like that, then basically it holds no weight as a title. Because
it does hold a lot of weight.
Then it would just be a trophy as they announced it initially.
Do you think the WBA Super Champion is a trophy?
Well, you just said they designated the champion. So no, designating and petitioning for a belt are two different things.
You have to be designated in you petition. Your petition doesn't do anything if you're not designated.
Well, they still have to approve it, right? They have to, but you have to ask for it. The WB, you just
they
said
have
the
to
WBA
designate it.
offers. You saying
They
the
have to
WBA?
designate it. They have to designate it in both scenarios. They have to designate it in both scenarios. You can't just petition for it and, well, I petitioned, therefore I get it. No, they have to approve it, which means they have to designate you the franchise champion.
Okay. So
The WBA, that's why I'm saying, dude, Lomachenko probably did petition to become the WBA super champion. He probably asked for it.
Yeah.
But they say they made there's no process in it. How are you going to? They could designate it themselves just out of the blue. Just like the WBC could designate it out of the blue. Petitioning it is just saying you're asking for it. There's nothing in the rule there that says the WBA you can't ask them for it. And nothing in the WBC rules that say just because you petition means you're going to get it. Exactly. They have to approve it. So the operative thing is not whether or not Lomachenko, like, matter of fact, it's the same guy in both scenarios.
Bob Arum.
No,
Lomachenko
and Bob Arum.
Right.
They asked for the same thing and they got the same thing.
Right.
So what's the difference?
Oh, there was no difference. It was just a question on franchise. It had nothing to do with WBA. I was just trying to find out something about the belt moving up and down with Canelo. As far as I've known, that's all. It was just a question. Man. There was nothing big. All right, that's all.
All right, man. Get back, Ray.
Thank you.
Peace. Thank you for carrying me over that 3-hour mark. Brother, I'm out of here. Much love. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing you got to do with the WBC franchise. The problem with the franchise belt was because they had a WBC champion there, they had to give the guy something if he won. Like, how could the WBC franchise not be transferable if there's a WBA world champion? The guy is going to fight for the WBC franchise and not get anything. That's a part of the calculus that I don't understand. Well, I understand because it's this. But of course they were going to give it to Lomachenko. What are they going to do? Strip Devin of the belt because think of the conclusion. How would you have Devin? How would you be able to ask Teofimo Lopez to fight for the WBC in a unification fight, but he can't win the belt, the WBC belt that's in the ring? What they would have had to do is they would have had to strip Devin Haney of the WBC world title, demote him to interim title, then elevate Teofimo Lopez to the WBC world title. How in the world would they have done that? Just as a practical solution, how could they have ever done that? Of course, that belt was going to be transferable. It had to be transferable. But anyway, with that, I'm out. Deuces.